Football is back on the Bayou. It is the 2025 season opener in Monroe as the ULM Warhawks welcome in the Red Flash of St. Francis. Welcome everybody. Sean Fox joined by former McNeese State All-American Desmond Lighton. Des, I know as a former player you're chomping at the bit for things to get going. We've got St. Francis. If you're looking for an underdog story, you'll find no better one than the Red Flash.
Sean, they travel with 60 players. Jeez. Better believe they come in here to play some football for the guy next to them.
And for St. Francis as well, the big story, a week after the men's basketball team made the NCAA tournament, they're moving down to D3. They want to go out and play spoiler their last season in the FCS.
This is their last opportunity to play football as an FCS D1 player. Last chance to win a conference championship as well.
As you mentioned, this is also the first plane trip for St. Francis in 10 years. Northeast League has been a bus league. For ULM, Des, it was a tale of two seasons. The Warhawks went 5-1. Lost their last 6. For Coach Vincent, the theme, this year we got to finish.
He came in hot and heavy, got the whole town excited, and got the team believing. Hit a couple of roadblocks along the way and didn't quite get that one game short of winning the team's first bowl game in school history.
You had a chance to see a couple of scrimmages from this team. They looked apart, don't they?
I will say this. This is the best ULM roster, size-wise, athletic-wise, that I've ever personally seen.
That's saying something. And obviously one of the big stories is ULM had one of the best running backs in college football last year in Ahmad Hardy. He's no longer here, but this backfield might be even deeper this season.
Okay, I got a chance to chop it up with a couple of the running backs. Got a walk-on that came in. He's number 3 on the depth chart, but they playing for each other. They want to make this running back you. There is a model to come here, ball out, and work your way up to that, Power 5 level.
Now, that's what they want to do. For ULM, they want to finish. Coach Vincent wants to win the first bowl game in school history. For St. Francis, they want to finish at the FCS level with a strong season. Valerio, again in his 16th season, the former 2-time All-Pro for the Chicago Bears, Des. In fact, drafted in the 5th round by Dave Weinstead. And, of course, Bryant Vincent, as we said, his motto this year, finish.
Yeah. Defer till the second half. St. Francis will receive the football. Gentlemen, shake hands, go get your teams. Let's have a good contest.
As you see, we're about to get underway. Here inside Malone Stadium is the first game of the 2025 year as we await the whiteout here in Malone. ULM, you do. ULM in their all white. It is a white. I see St. Francis. Usually, I'm sure, wearing the white on the road. They're all black today, making the trip. This is their first.
Yeah, and talking about Coach, man, he's a mountain of a man, if you can't tell. And you said his motto was finish. He went to they found out they were going to D3 right before the season started. Talk about a gut punch to an athlete to find out you're not going to be FCS anymore. And they said, you know what, we're going to play for each other. You're going to play for the guy next to you. So that's why they hit the road with 40, 50 athletes.
And first trip ever to the state of Louisiana, first plane trip in 10 years. And this is the only the second time that they've played in the South. So this is the 4th out of 5 years they've opened against an FBS team, but it's in MAC schools. This is the a rare time to come play a Sun Belt Conference school.
Absolutely. It's a small Catholic school up in Pennsylvania, not here in the deep South, and opening up their last season as an FCS school.
Well, one of the things they've experienced, Des, being in the deep South, the weather.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be a game in the South. It wouldn't be a game in Louisiana if there wasn't a delayed game. Was supposed to start about an hour and a half ago. Maybe a little bit longer than that, but as has been the case, weather has its own idea here in the Bayou State, and we are delayed, but the good news is football is about to get underway.
Thankfully, and we had to get it done because St. Francis was flying back tonight regardless.
Yeah, it's going to be a long night for the Red Flashes as far as travel. We wish them the best. Again, you're looking for a true underdog story in college athletics this year. It is St. Francis. That had to be bad and rough for the student athletes and for the alumni. The week after your basketball team makes it to the NCAA tournament, you're told you're going down to D3. So these guys want to end at the FBS level, or excuse me, the FCS level. Yeah. They want to play spoilers. They want to go ahead and they want to win the Northeastern Conference. And listen, they went in last year and beat a FBS team in Kent State. They want to go out arguably with one of their biggest wins in school history if they could shock ULM tonight.
And you better believe that Coach Vincent has the Warhawks ready for that. I could still remember Coach V in my ear saying, hey, these guys are coming here to beat your butt in your own stadium. They're coming here to embarrass you, so you better come out strong. So look for the Warhawks to come out and try to make a statement early to set the tone.
Jamal Perriman and Najee Adams back to receive for the Red Flash. For ULM, Max Larson, the transfer kicker last year out of Florida State, is out. Luke Stagg, the former West Monroe Rebel, will be the kicker tonight for the Warhawks. And we talked to Coach Vince, and he is full of confidence. I know they miss Max, who was excellent last year. On the year, Max Larson was 14 of 17, better than 82%. But again, a lot of confidence in Luke getting the start tonight as ULM kicking right to left to kick off the 2025 season. A whiteout in Monroe, as you can see, still a light mist. Listen, as long as we don't have the L word, hopefully we keep things going.
Well, speaking of the L word, Luke Stagg, a great story that you were letting us in on. Him getting the opportunity to start here. The guy they thought he was going to be blind, right?
Yes.
And
isn't that crazy?
It's
yeah,
crazy.
Was born blind.
Born blind. Reaches out randomly and grabs a rose, and that's how they found out he wasn't blind. So shout out to him getting the start.
And the ball would be brought in at the 22-yard line by Perryman. He'll get all the way up to the 19-yard line, get out to the 20-yard line, and that is where the Red Flash is led by Nick Whitfield, the 6'5", 206-pound quarterback, will start things off for this offense.
And make no mistake about it, they don't have the numbers, but they have a couple players over there.
And again, last year they beat Kent State.
Right. And there's people in that building for that. I promise you, they're saying, hey, we did it before. Let's get paid to go do it again.
Whitfield in the backfield, joined by Ole Miss transfer Raphael Ikechi. Whitfield will go under center. Two receivers to the near side, two to the far side. They'll put a man in motion from right to left. That's tight end Scott Raymond. Nelson now another receiver. Speed sweep coming to the near side. That is Palmer. And he will pick up, Des, good yardage on the first carry of the game on the jet sweep.
That's how you want to come out if you're St. Francis. Still a little extracurricular, stop this forward progress, but to come out and get 5-6 yards on the first pop, they're still playing through the butterflies right here. It's a big start.
Jamil Perriman on the carry. He's played wide receiver. He's played running back. He's played multiple positions for Coach Villario, as you see on the sweep.
If you notice that H back there, he's just going to give a little bit of a false step to try to influence that safety to come inside before he goes to pin him. And he was not down, actually. Yeah. If you notice, that's why he kept going. So those yards are good yards.
And Cavante Wells in there to make the tackle for ULM. Again, now Whitfield will be in the gun, running back to his right. ULM looking like they might show some pressure. Now they'll go out with Ikechi, gives it to him out in the flat, looking for room to run, and he'll be, good extra move to get the first down out to the 30-yard line.
Yep.
Extra effort.
And that's football. Football is just numbers and spacing. If you look up, St. Francis had the numbers, they had the space, they had a body for a body out there on the swing spring, and did a good job to pick up the first down.
That's just almost like a long running play, Des.
Yeah, it's an outside run.
And good individual effort by Ikechi. Apologize to Raphael for the first down. The first down of the ball game, first down of 2025 for the Red Flash, as Whitfield will go back under center.
And a lot of times those are check with me plays. So if you notice, they have a similar split up to the top.
Again, they'll put Raymond in motion. Whitfield gives it to his back, hit at the line of scrimmage. That is Perriman. He is swamped under by number 6, Tyrese Hopkins.
Tyrese Hopkins, if you're going to watch it back, he does an incredible job diagnosing his play, noticing that the H-back was coming out to kick him out. Watch him. He's going to spill it, get up inside, and make a play.
Tyrese was a standout at East Mississippi Community College 2 seasons ago. Of course, played for the Warhawks last year, had 46 tackles on the year, started 11 games for ULM, so he's one of the veterans in the middle of that defense.
He's a player.
Whitfield, empty backfield. 3 receivers to the near side, 2 to the far side. Whitfield can use his legs. Whitfield looking to throw. Under pressure, throws it up, ball out of bounds, looking for his intended receiver, Adrian Meha.
Yeah.
Good pressure by the Warhawk interior.
So ULM has really good cornerbacks. They're going to play a lot of man coverage. They went 2-by-2 formation. They tried to set up the wheel route. They passed it off very well.
Pressure on the quarterback by number 45, Cliff Mosley. He is a transfer from Henderson State, but a Calvary Baptist, a Shreveport, Louisiana native, and it's the first third down of the ball game.
They won first down.
For St. Francis from their own 31-yard line. Whitfield again in the gun. Whitfield on a 3rd and 9, 4 seconds on the play clock, looking to throw, going towards the far sideline and incomplete. Well over the head of the intended receiver, freshman Peyton Nelson, a true freshman out of District Heights, Maryland. Good pressure on the play by Chattanooga transfer DeArco Perkins McAllister. Des, Coach Vincent said he is the fastest player on this team.
Just big athletes. Once again, this team is big and fast. They won first down. So St. Francis comes out and they were winning first down, getting big chunks on first down, putting them in two-way goals. ULM, this drive, immediately got them behind the sticks, causing long down, and we're going to see up front, they're going to have problems blocking this front.
Back-to-back, good pressure on the play. Adrian Langston with the pressure. Punt is off. Ball over the head. And good punt down to the 9-yard line, picked up by Jake Gottfried, and he makes a man miss and gets out to the 19-yard line. Dangerous play, Des, but he ends up making positive yards out of it all the way up to the 19.
And if you see Coach Vince talk, that's trust right there.
We'll take our first timeout. We'll see the Warhawks on offense when we come back here on ESPN+. Back inside Malone Stadium, Sean Fox, Desmond Lighton here on ESPN+. It is the season opener for both St. Francis and ULM. And Des, our first opportunity to see the Warhawks on offense. And we mentioned in the pregame they might not have Ahmad Hardy. He actually made his SEC debut against Missouri tonight. But this might be, and I think it is, a deeper backfield than last year.
I think as a whole, they replaced Ahmad Hardy, so the running back room is definitely greater than the sum of its parts. And they're playing together. They're playing as a unit. They want to become running back U here.
And you see Aiden Armenta started the back half of the season for ULM in the pistol. Behind him is Braylon McGreynolds. We call him Bam. He is a transfer from South Alabama. Aiden Armenta for a shot play early. Got a man deep. It is in and out of the hands of his intended wide receiver, Rico Powers. Transfer from Jackson State, who we saw actually, Des, in the season opener last season against ULM. He had his best game of the year before he got hurt. And the ULM looking for the shot play to start things off and had him just over the outstretched hands of Rico.
Coach Vincent is saying, this is exactly what he wanted. They expected the run. They wanted to make a statement early that it's going to be a long night for you. Just got to hit it a little bit too far.
And he had Malachi Nichols beat. This is a very young St. Francis defense. On the 3 deep, only 4 juniors or seniors. So it is a young team. Armenta looking to throw again. Swings it out to McReynolds. Looking for a block. He's got it. And he's got 6 yards on basically the swing pass, almost again like an extended run play where we saw Ikechi for St. Francis, and good positive yards puts him ahead of the sticks.
Yeah, essentially a toss, right? Just tosses it to him. You got your numbers. You got Gotti out there doing a great job blocking, setting the edge. And now you have a 3rd and manageable.
Definitely your options, plenty available on 3rd and 3. Armenta looks over at Coach Vincent, who, again, he's AD, he's head coach, he's OC, pretty much does it all for ULM. He is back in the pistol.
And you got to be expecting some type of power guard pull.
He puts Nate Sullivan, his tight end, in motion. Sullivan goes to the near side. Man open on the slant pattern. That is J.P. Coulter, transfer from Oceans, Mississippi Gulf Coast Community College. He's got his first catch as a Warhawk and his first down at ULM.
Yeah, y'all see why I don't call plays. Coach Vincent knows they're expecting they're going to load the box, so he says, my athletes are better than yours. You're expecting power run. We're getting 12. We're going to throw the slant. Just beat your man.
Coulter on the slant, held on to it. Slippery football as it's still misting outside. But ULM gets their first down this season. Armenta remains in the pistol, gives it off to McReynolds once again, and he has 2 red jerseys right there waiting for him. Balam Miller makes the stop. 3rd season at St. Francis.
What was his first name again?
Balam.
Balam. Because that's what he did in the backfield. Balam. That way to get off a box. You extend your arms, get rid of him, make a play. Textbook defensive line play there. Because that was a sled drill. If he doesn't get off that block, he's still running.
And if he didn't get him, Ike Okoye would have. The 2 guys in the backfield for St. Francis. 2-yard loss at 2nd and 12.
They're winning first down so far.
Trying to keep the Warhawks behind the sticks. Armenta remains in the pistol. Gives it off to his back. That is the first time that Zach Palmer-Smith, the transfer from Richmond, gets a carry for ULM, and he gets positive yards again. 3rd and Manual. He was 2nd team all junior college last year. He was 7th in the country in rushing.
Yeah, 1,000 yards, first 1,000-yard runner.
From the previous spot, replay 2nd down.
First 1,000-yard runner they had since 2015. Yeah. He had 2 200-yard games. That's the closest thing that ULM has to Ahmad Hardy right here. Notice he's going to press it play side and wait, and he sticks his foot in the ground and cut it back. It's unfortunate.
Coming back with a penalty. Yep. 6 foot 210. So talk about being behind the sticks. That's what the Warhawks face right now. As Bam McReynolds back into the ball game, 2nd and 22 for Armenta in the Warhawk offense. And so he'll put Nate Sullivan in motion from right to left. Armenta.
Yep.
Delay, give to McReynolds. Got a hole, 30, 35, 40. Across midfield, up to the 45. McReynolds still on his feet, 30. McReynolds to the 20. McReynolds to the 1-yard line. So close. Bam, McReynolds with his first big gain for ULM.
Beautiful execution, Sean. I got to see them run this play and screen. They're going to run turn back to protection to influence you to come upfield. As soon as you get out of your rush lanes, they hand it back to the running back going against that. And this is just him being, my horse is better than your horse. Get off me.
Did a good job of staying in bounds. 2 missed tackles and a good effort by Malachi Nichols to keep him out of the end zone. Did not give up on the play, but a huge run by Bam McReynolds down to the 1-yard line. We'll see if they review it. We'll see. Yeah, I figure they're going to review it.
With the spot of the runner down.
So that could be the difference in, 10, 15 yards, 20 yards?
No, are they going to say he was out of bounds, or are they going to say is he down at the 1?
Well, I think it's clear his knees were down. Let's see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
1.5-yard line? What a run.
That was an incredible run, incredible effort. He stiff-armed a couple of guys.
2nd and 19.
And shout out to 12 not giving up on the play.
Big run by Bam McReynolds. And 74 yards on the carry on 2nd and 20.
Talk about making, lemonade out of lemons. You get behind the sticks. And what happens when the defensive line sees, hey, you're behind the sticks, they want to pin their ears back, they want to get upfield. And so that's when you do turn back protection, open the gate as they call it, and say, come on upfield.
Well, Des, we mentioned the deep backfield for ULM. There was a huge hole on that run as well. 4 of the 5 starting offensive linemen for ULM started games last year. So this is a veteran bunch up front, led by center Elijah Fisher in his 6th year at ULM. Yeah, he might have.
Yeah, might have stepped out. It's looking like he might. That's a bigger chunk than we thought initially. So 19 might have forced him. Is there space in between the white is what they're looking for?
I don't know from that angle if you could really tell.
So let's go over the new rules. There is no more stands.
Nope.
It's either the call on the field is upheld or overturned. I know it's.
That's okay. I'll tell you where the problem is. Probably a good idea
that
ULM's wearing white shoes.
That is by design, my people.
White. Okay, I'll tell you why I remember this. The Saints were playing the Broncos years ago in the Superdome. Broncos were wearing white shoes. They're all white jerseys. Blocked a kick. Guy ran it back for a touchdown. He clearly stepped out of bounds, but they could not tell because he was wearing white shoes. So that might be advantage ULM in all white tonight.
It's the little things.
And the fact that I remember something that was 10 years ago.
Also the rules, the wording is they need clear and obvious. They don't say indisputable anymore.
Yep.
It's clear, and we had a good conversation with the officials. They need clear and obvious evidence. And the problem is, if you have white on white, is it clear and obvious?
After further review, the ruling on the field is upheld.
There we go.
First down.
Look at that textbook.
Referee Ted Pitts, yeah. So
Almost like
74-yard run by Braylon McReynolds puts the ULM on the doorstep at the 1-yard line.
It's almost like we know what we're talking about, Sean.
Wow.
You know?
Fake it till you make it is what I was told.
Right.
Yeah.
So now,
and guess who's checking in? The former OCS quarterback, Hunter Herring, transferred from Louisiana Lafayette. He is basically, if you are an NFL fan, he is the Warhawks version of Taysom Hill. He does it all for ULM.
local product. You love to see it.
I formation, Herring, just like that. Hunter Herring with the first touchdown of the season for the Warhawks.
And what a play. Just the tush push without the push. And if I'm Aiden Armenta, I'm saying, Coach, I can do that.
Hey, he's 6'5". Wait, take a look. Hunter is 6'5", 230 by design.
Yep.
That's why he's in there. And you know what? He can also throw the football as well. So Hunter Herring puts the first touchdown on the board for the Warhawks. And did we get a push at the end?
I don't think so. A little bit. He got a shove.
Did you see who was in there as his fullback, though?
Dylan Howell.
Dylan Howell, defensive tackle.
My guy.
Yeah.
Out there swimming over linemen. And
we got Luke Stagg for the extra point. Luke's kick is up, and it is good. And the Warhawks take a 7-0 lead. 9:25 here in the first quarter. It was Bam McReynolds' 74-yard run to put it on the doorstep. It was Hunter Herring punching it in, and the Warhawks up 7-0 early. Back here inside Malone Stadium on a rainy night in Monroe as Braylon McReynolds' 74-yard run puts it at the 1-yard line. Hunter Herring finishes off the drive, the former OCS Eagle local school here in Monroe. And Des, we see the diehards who have stayed out through the rough weather.
Yeah, shout out to everybody. And I'm sure they got some liquid heaters down there in their cups.
Knowing that crew, I know exactly what's in those cups.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But the Warhawks like that, got put into a couple of tough situations. St. Francis has been doing well on first down,
yep.
But Warhawks showed they can get out of that. And now this is a big drive. Can you answer this if you're St. Francis? At the very least, give your defense a little bit of a break. Stay on field, get a couple first downs.
Well, they've got two of their most explosive guys back there to receive the kick in Jamil Perriman and Najee Adams. Both guys have the certain ability to take it back to the house, and it is bobbled by Perriman. He picks it up at the 10, up to the 15, and all kinds of trouble coming to the near side. He is trying to outrun. That is your boy Noah Flemings, and Noah says, no, sir. Noah is built.
That's a big human.
I think the term monster was used, 6'5", 250.
Cam Newton, that's the first thing that came to mind. The way when you're on the field and you stand next to Cam Newton, he just looks larger than other humans. That's how Noah is, but he also can run.
Yeah, you could see how fast he is. He's a big guy, but obviously got the Jets as well.
You see how he made them look like they hit the shrink button on it when you like zoom in? They zoomed in on him. So, yeah, the inside linebackers at ULM got some size.
So we'll see if Nick Whitfield in this St. Francis offense can answer as Akechi's in the pistol behind him. Two receivers to the top of the screen. Whitfield gives it to Akechi. He's got positive yards on first down before he is pulled down by Cam Canterbury, transfer from Western Florida, his first year in a ULM uniform.
So if you look around, if you look at the roster, they have a lot of youth on defense, not a lot of size, but on the offensive line, they have some pretty decent size. And the interior guys are doing an okay job at run blocking.
When you talk about staying ahead of the chains, Des, they did it with that on a 5-yard carry.
They have to. I don't think they can block the ULM line.
Well, ULM made an emphasis to be bigger up front this year. They certainly are. Some big boys, 325, 320 in the middle of that defense. They'll put a man in motion from right to left. Confusion in the backfield, but he still gets it off, does Whitfield to his back, and again, getting close to the first down and keeping those legs churning. We'll see where they mark him off.
Yeah, broke a tackle there.
Hey, look, Akechi's got a little something extra to him. He's broken a few tackles here in the first quarter so far. Transfer from Ole Miss.
Definitely a power runner. It took Noah Flemings once again, big biter, to get him down with some help. And now you have a third manageable there. Oh, a first down, excuse me.
They'll give us, so again, extra effort, first down. Again, second drive in a row where the Red Flash pick up a first down. It's 1st and 10. Just from their own 22.
Building confidence.
Whitfield will go under center. Again, man in motion. Jet sweep to Maltby. Short yardage. Tackled on the play by Canterbury once again, and Noah Flemings.
Mama, they go that man again. If you notice, St. Francis is doing a lot of motion, just trying to make sure that ULM's playing alignment and assignment, staying in their lanes. And that's what they did there on the jet sweep.
Well, you also want to get your eyes looking the other direction. They did that.
Yeah. Eye discipline is key here with an offense like this.
Pickup of 3 on the carry, 2nd and 7. Whitfield will go back into the gun.
All right, so they have a little confusion up top for ULM, it looks like, in a 2-by-2 formation.
Whitfield will send Akechi in motion. Gives the screen pass to Mahon. He is hit right at the line of scrimmage by guess who? Cam Canterbury once again. You see why he led his old school West Florida in tackles last season.
They tried to influence him there, swing the back out to the field, run the screen in the boundary, and ULM stayed home. They defeated the blocks because they had the number.
This is consecutive drives where St. Francis picks up a first down on their first drive, and then they're behind the sticks. We'll see if they can pick it up on 3rd and 7.
And once again, this is not the comfort zone for this offensive line. We're just having to run a pass pro against this front five.
Bottom of your screen, look at Billy pulling for ULM. He is a terror off the bench, one of the best pass rushers inside the Sun Belt Conference. Screen pass. First down and more. That is number 7, Andrew Vines, picks up the first down and getting closer to midfield, up to the 40. Good play design and good run by Vines, senior out of Raleigh, North Carolina.
And it's good execution. You got to know that whatever they do is going to be quick. Billy is in the backfield. Check him out. He's going to hit him with the stab inside move. He's there, but the screen, lineman did a great job getting out to lead. Now, if you're a safety, you don't want a big guard out there barreling down on you.
Well, good block getting out in front, center Ben Medea.
Oh, he's moving. They're going tempo.
1st and 10. Whitfield hands it off to the back. Short gain on the left side. Andre Mack in there to make the tackle for ULM as well, as James Smith played 5 games last season for the Warhawks.
These guys, it's very clear they have a game plan, and so far they're doing an okay job at executing it. They playing football. St. Francis, that is.
Short carry, gain of 1 on the play. 2nd and 9 from their own 40-yard line. Go the red flash. Thought a receiver move. Whitfield on the boot. Looking to the near side. Catch on the play by number 83, Peyton Nelson. The freshman makes the catch. Going to be just short of the first down. Looks like St. Francis, were they going a little tempo?
Little whip route, play action. ULM's playing man on the edge. They just believe their guys can hang with these guys, which they are. It's good tackling in open space.
Perkins McAllister just missed it. Good catch by the freshman,
as you
Peyton
said.
Nelson.
D'Arco's fastest guy on the team. Man up.
I said close to a first down. That's because our windows are fogging up here. Yeah. 3rd and 9.
My little brother got a heater for us.
Whitfield, we can use it. Whitfield again in the gun. 3rd and 9. St. Francis picked up their last third down conversion. 3rd and 9 from the 43-yard line, their own 43. Whitfield back to throw. Rolls out to the right, under pressure, just throws it up, and it is almost intercepted. In and out of the hands of Cam Canterbury. Des, he did a good job of tackling. Unfortunately, dropped a gift.
That was
an interception.
That was a room service pick. They run a condensed set, trips up front, try to run it against the formation, and he just freaked out. He had pressure in his face.
And you know, Coach Valerio does not like breaking the cardinal rule that his quarterback just did, throwing the ball back across your body. Almost cost him.
With somebody in your face, you just got to eat those, live to fight another day.
Aiden Cerulli back to punt. He had a 69-yard punt last season in the in the game versus Eastern Michigan. Jake Godfrey back to receive for ULM. Lets the ball go to the end zone to the Warhawks. Will start at their own 20-yard line, but again, Cerulli got a big leg. Warhawks back on offense. They score on their first drive. We'll see what Bryant Vincent's bunch does when we come back here on ESPN+. Welcome back to Monroe after a storming evening has turned into a beautiful night for football. Weather, Des, just right.
I saw you corrected yourself there.
Yeah, I'm forgetting what time it is right now.
We've been in here for a little while. It's been a twilight
Stir
zone.
crazy in the press box.
Perfect night for football, though.
It's turned into.
It's just like the broadcast, this is the first game for them.
The first for everybody. Yeah. As ULM scores on their opening drive of the season, Hunter Herring punctuating the drive. Aiden Armenta in the gun. He'll put Nate Sullivan in motion from left to right. Give it to Zach Palmer-Smith, and he is, well, extra effort. Picked up another yard, tackle on the play.
It's going to be Corey Williams.
Thank you for that.
Corey Williams going to step up.
Palmer-Smith, I guess his first, official carry, because his last one was called back because of a penalty.
Did you see the entire defensive line have to get up? They're running tempo now. They chopping up front.
On 2nd and 8, Armenta already back in the pistol. Again, a lot of heavy sets for this ULM team. They have a lot of 2 and 3 tight ends. Oh, almost a step away from another big run for ULM. Palmer-Smith. I don't know if it was the turf monster or somebody got his shoestring, but it's going to be 3rd and short for the Warhawks.
Yeah, and Coach Vince is trying to test that gas tank right now, the defense. Trying to lean on them a little bit with the tempo. It's going to be third and manageable here.
ULM has the potential to go 5 deep in the backfield. You said it, 3rd and manageable, 3rd and 5. Armenta puts Palmer-Smith from the pistol to his left. That's Jake Gottfried in motion. Armenta looking to throw, steps up, got room to run. A lot of green grass ahead of him. 40, 50, 45, 40. Tackled at the 36-yard line. Big run by Aiden Armenta, and that was just because of a huge hole opened up, Des, by the left side of that offensive line for ULM.
Yeah, they just got undisciplined with their rush lanes. They run a condensed set, put a little motion to kind of get some indicators. They saw it was zone, brought outside edge blitz, and he ran right where the blitz was.
And the back judge got hit on the play.
I think that ball popped out,
and
it did.
But right to Aiden Armenta. How about the luck of that? Colin Douglas comes and knocks it away, but right into Aiden Armenta's hand. Armenta shot play potentially. Ends up throwing it to Dorian Lewis. He just did a good job of keeping that play away. It looks like they're going to take a shot, but good coverage downfield by St. Francis.
Yeah, once again, they're trying to lean on them. They wanted to take a big ball. They had the overroute coming open. Post, it wasn't there. Pulled it down.
And it wouldn't have mattered because it's a hold on Julian Nixon. Let's talk about Dorian Lewis. This is a good story. He was the 2018 New Mexico Gatorade Player of the Year. His mother became ill. He sat out football last year, taking care of her. The great news is she's better. He's got a great relationship with Coach Vincent. And Coach Vincent said, "You got another run in him?" Here you see him, Dorian Lewis, wearing a ULM uniform.
Imagine being out of football for a year and having Coach call you up.
1st and 20 for the Warhawks on the St. Francis 45-yard line. Armenta rolls to his right, gets it out to his back. Julian Nixon is tight end. Not much happening. Good job by the Red Flash defense.
Yeah, but everybody, he wanted to go with the wheel up the boundary. It wasn't there. He's checking.
Short gain,
checking.
Yep.
Just, take what you can get. Good job not forcing anything.
It's a good open field tackle by Gant.
Yeah, he's kind of a small guy.
He is 5'10", 180, but
chopped them legs out.
Did a good job of chopping down the big tight end.
Had a cross.
2nd and 20 for the Warhawks. Last time they faced this, they had a long run.
Got the big guys on the field now. Check it out.
Again, ULM known to go 12-13 personnel. Armenta gives it to his back. That is McReynolds, and McReynolds with another nice run. Actually, that's Dorian Lewis, who we were just talking about. 5'11", 200 from Rio Rancho, New Mexico. His first carry as a Warhawk.
Yep, nothing fancy. We're going to overload the right side, and we're going to ram it down your throat, is what ULM is saying. But once again, St. Francis, they have one guy that tends to get off a block and to make it a little bit more difficult. That was a sled drill other than that. They established a brand new line of scrimmage 5 yards in St. Francis in secondary.
Colin Douglas comes in to make the tackle for St. Francis. It is 3rd and 7, so you go from 2nd and 19, 12-yard run, and all of a sudden it is 3rd and manageable for Armenta in this ULM offense. Armenta looking to throw. Again, under pressure. Armenta got a man open. It is in and out of the hands of his intended receiver. Is that J.P. Coulter? I think it is, who was sliding on the play. It was going to be a tough grab, but probably should have got that.
Absolutely. Got a scramble drill. You want to make yourself a big target, but it was behind him. It's tough when you're running full speed the opposite direction. The ball's behind your hips. But you're in a little bit of a weird location for ULM. Just
are they sending out Stagg? I believe they are. I thought they thought about going for it. But they're going to send Luke Stagg,
big
former West Monroe Rebel.
Big opportunity here for the local guy. I'm sure his dad will be very pleased.
Trying to add to this ULM lead. From the right hash, 49-yard attempt for Stagg. Kick is up. I think they blew it dead. It was no good.
Timeout. ULM.
So Des, ULM will think about it.
You heard that from the audio. I think that was Coach Vincent saying, "Come here." Sounded like Street Fighter.
Come over here.
Mortal Kombat. But yeah, it's a weird location. He didn't like what he saw. It looked like
this will be a 30-second timeout.
I'll tell you what I did like on the play. He didn't like the drop, but I like Armenta stepping up in the pocket and
making some happen, buying some time.
If it hits the receiver's hands, sometimes you think he should have made the catch, but he's done a good job with his legs. Which again, we know Hunter Herring is kind of more known as the running quarterback, but we've seen Aiden with the ability to do it so far tonight.
Got some wheels, right, and running straight. What he hasn't been doing is
he's got a 32-yard run,
Yeah, he hasn't been drifting out of the pocket. He's been stepping up, running in a straight line, and it's been impressive. I'll tell you this, what I have been impressed with is by the youngsters playing cornerback right now for St. Francis. These guys are freshmen and sophomores, and they're playing man press right now, doing a pretty decent job.
They're going to send Stagg out again. Again, he's got no official field goals. This is his first as a Warhawk. Andrew Wells is his holder. Again, 49 yards. From the far side hash. The snap is good. The hold is good. Stagg's kick is wide right and no good. So St. Francis defense, after another good drive for ULM, they hold.
That is an emotional win and uplift right there by their defense. And now they're hoping their offense can come out here and put a drive together, which they've been 1 or 2 plays away from making something happen.
As you can see, it is, while the rain is gone, the wind has not. I don't know how much that played a factor, but you can see the Louisiana flag. It is blowing.
Well, I happen to have my little brother here, our correspondent. He's a kicker. I don't know much more about it. What did he do, Trey?
Well, he missed it, but I don't know how much.
He punched it. I think he got too far up under it. He tried to push it.
But again, the first attempt of his career.
Yeah.
I'm sure he'll get more opportunities again.
But you know what I like? Yep. We're going to blame the wind.
But why not?
It was the wind.
Whitfield under center from their own 31-yard line. Puts a man in motion from left to right. Gives it to, actually, Whitfield looking to take a shot himself. He's going to step up and is going to be hit, but a good positive yards, close to 6 yards on the quarterback keep. Wasn't by design, but again, showing his athleticism, brought down by Cedrian Langston.
Yeah, it was more like 3 yards. It was 6 yards from his drop. He had a good pass pro, good pocket play action. He should have hit the dig up there. He wanted the big post behind it.
Ended up picking up just 3. Makes it 2nd and 7. Jaden Hamlin misses him in the backfield, and again, Cedrian Langston comes and cleans it up, and that is the end of the first quarter. Again, Des, what'd you see so far?
What I've seen is them mixing it up, winning first down for St. Francis, but ULM has just had a little bit too much firepower from the front on the offensive line. Still trying to find their rhythm.
Through one. I think everybody's trying to find the rhythm in the first quarter of this season. It is ULM 7, St. Francis nothing, as Hunter Herring punches in the first touchdown of the season for ULM. Tom Malone Stadium, starting the second quarter of action. ULM 7, St. Francis nothing. And Des, big stop by St. Francis, the defense on the Warhawks' last drive.
Yeah, pretty even here on the stat sheet as well. ULM still trying to fight to get some control.
Whitfield rolls, throws, caught. Up to the 36-yard line, short of the first down. Scott Raymond, the redshirt junior out of Clarence, New York.
Yep, and that's it. Once again, they win in first down. They're starting off getting positive yards.
Andre Mack gets the stop. It's 3rd and 7, St. Francis. From their own 36-yard line again.
Now they've ran quick game so far in these situations.
Definitely making ULM go left to right so far. They'll put, well, a man to the left side of Whitfield in the backfield. On 3rd and 7 from their own 36. Looking to throw, ball's tipped, and is it intercepted? It is intercepted at the 40-yard line by ULM. The big defensive tackle, Cliff Mosley, transfer from Henderson State. What athleticism by the big man, and we know that means in the south end zone they like to celebrate turnovers in their own unique way here in Monroe.
Talk about being in the right place, hustling at the right time. They run quick game again, gets his hands up, blocks it, and you know what? Did it stay off of the ground?
Oh my goodness,
yes,
what
it
a
did.
play. It was tipped a few times and somehow went into the belly.
He took it off of Jake Godfrey's belly.
And Corey and Wilson, I believe, had it. Corey lost it, but went right to Cliff Mosley.
And it looks like Godfrey got the air knocked out of him, unfortunately, when he hit the ground.
That might be a Sports Center top 10 play.
For sure, for the big guy. A thick pick.
Corey and Wilson had it, lost it, and it went straight to Cliff Mosley. Almost caught it between his legs.
He definitely did. Talk about it.
I think Billy Puller, somebody came in and landed. I think Mosley landed on Corey and Wilson making the interception.
Either that or the ground. Looked like he landed directly on his back.
Is that Billy Pullen who tipped the football? As you see, Wilson had it, lost it. That stayed.
Yep. Used both of their knees to catch it.
I think it was definitely Mosley who took the wind out of
that
Corey
big
and
knee
Wilson.
coming to your stomach. He didn't care about the ball anymore. You notice that?
Yeah.
The ball didn't matter anymore. It was, where's my wind?
1st and 10 from the St. Francis 40. We'll see if Armenta goes for a shot play. It looks like he's going to a wide receiver. Oh, in and out of the hands of Tyler Griffin. Again, ULM, Des, that's the 3rd drop pass in the first half so far for the Warhawks.
Yeah, and that's just kind of killing a little bit of them, trying to take the momentum. Knowing they're going tempo, trying to get some rhythm started. Now they're 2nd and 10 again.
Again, 2nd and 10 from the 40. Again, looking to throw. Dropped again, this time by Jake Godfrey.
They had the look they wanted. Had blockers out front on the screen.
That's just.
And it was a man. They had a body on the body. I'm gonna tell you what Godfrey was thinking. He's thinking, I'm gonna hit my head on the goalpost.
Trying to run before you catch it. Again, there is some symmetry between Armenta and Godfrey. They both played at New Mexico under Bryant Vincent.
Yep, and Godfrey comes from Spanish Fort, where Bryant Vincent won a state championship.
Armenta back to the pistol. 2 receivers to the bottom of the screen, 1 to the top, and a flag on the play. And we'll see if this is on St. Francis or ULM. Movement on both sides.
Now, the question is, did St. Francis influence?
Nope.
Offense.
And I'll tell you, Des, ULM right now is their own worst enemy. Drop passes, and this was the most disciplined team in the Sun Belt Conference last year. They had the least amount of penalties. That has not been the case so far in game number 1 in the first half.
They run a freeze play, try to get some cheap yards back, and they froze themselves.
Braylon McReynolds back into the ball game on 3rd and 15. We'll see if they try to get half of it back and make a decision on 4th. Armenta looking to throw, steps up in the pocket, throw in deep, and it is incomplete in between 2 defenders. And ULM not able to do anything so far with that turnover.
Yep, and you know they got 2 deep safeties.
Good pressure by the St. Francis defense, forcing him to throw it probably a little earlier than he once was. Balam Miller, it's 3rd time we've called his name here in the first half.
But once again, the coverage was there. Well, the safety was actually beat.
Jameel Perriman back to receive the punt by the Aussie, Mackenzie Ryan. Again, ULM gets a turnover, but not able to do anything with it. In fact, went backwards.
Yeah.
Punt by Ryan. Perryman lets it go, and it is a touchback. So far the story, St. Francis defense gives up a touchdown on the first drive, but they've held on the last two, especially after the big interception by ULM, as you saw, tipped by Billy Pullen into the hands of Corey Wilson. Big Cliff Mosley with his first pick at ULM. Here on ESPN Plus, as you see Ace. I don't know if Ace likes what he's seen so far.
He looked a little lackluster right now.
He's kind of like what ULM's looked like on their last couple drives offensively, but Des, give more credit. Tell me what the defensive line's doing so far for St. Francis.
They're getting beat at the initial point of attack, but they're shedding blocks. I think on the edge, especially outside linebackers, a little bit smaller than ULM's used to and quicker.
2nd and 10 from their own 20-yard line. Go the red flash. Again, Nick Wickfield, starting quarterback, 6'5", 206, looks the part. Whitfield to Akechi. He's got a hole. He's got a good run, and he is going to be about 2 yards short of the first down up to the 28-yard line. Good job to stay in front of the sticks. First carry of the game. Excuse me, from the first carry of the drive, excuse me.
They've done this a couple times. They run a condensed set up top, and they'll run weak away from run zone. And the backside is doing a very solid job of creating a hole for them.
A lot at your disposal when you're in front of the sticks like this. 2nd and 2 for St. Francis. Again, Whitfield will put Raymond in motion. He's already got a catch so far today. Whitfield to Akechi. Makes a guy miss in the backfield. He'll pick up the first down and more, keeping those legs turning. But Des, what a move to elude a guy in the backfield, pick up that first down.
Yeah, he had a knifing in there. And that's what the coach said, if you're going to be wrong, you better be right. He knifed inside. You got to get vertical very quickly. Didn't quite get vertical fast enough, and the back made him miss. But the block in front side is solid. That's a good sled drill there by St. Francis.
Way to slide out of the way, pick up the first down. Akechi's starting to get a little bit of a rhythm right now in the backfield. St. Francis with another first down at their own 31-yard line. Whitfield will go under center. One back, that is Akechi once again. Reverse coming to the near side. That is Meha, and he is brought down at the 36-yard line. Tackle on the play by Corey Wilson. Looks like he's all right.
Yep, and Jay Godfrey in the help there. Stayed home, eye discipline. How the coach would say, carry your eyes past the ball.
Pick up a 5 on the Carry to the reverse, yeah, to Meha. Meha, a redshirt junior out of Springfield, Virginia.
So if you forget the motion, just carry your eyes past the ball. You'll see that motion coming back towards you from the reverse, and you'll stay home.
Meha was a quarterback last year, moved to receiver last 2 games of the season. Whitfield now in the pistol. Again, good job on this drive. Whitfield looking to throw. Under pressure, he is swamped down by the ULM defense. That is number 4 for ULM. Diarco Perkins McAllister coming from the edge gets the sack for ULM.
Big Diarco in there. He's been a load all game. Knifing inside. A back having to block him. But how about this, though? He overruns the play and is able to run the hoop, as they call it, retrace, and make a play. That's athleticism right there.
And Diarco was at Chattanooga last year, but he started the year TCU played in the national championship game against Georgia. He started 9 games for the Horned Frogs that season, so he's played high-level football.
And you can see the athleticism. That was not an easy redirect.
Loss of 7 on the play. It's 3rd and 11 for St. Francis. After the sack by Perkins McAllister.
That's Sunday night stuff, brother. That move, what he just did.
And that might be a delay of game. Yep.
Number 6, offense, 5-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
And we've got a blue ball has rolled onto the field. A giant blue ball has rolled onto the field.
Goodness. It's glad it's not 2 of them.
No, it's not.
But little theraball, little bouncy ball there to use that to get the core activated on the sideline.
Yeah. 3rd and 16 after the delay of game. Again, you see how windy it is. 2 receivers to the near side, 2 to the far side. Whitfield in the backfield. Takes the snap, looking to throw. Whitfield gets it off to Meha. Actually incomplete, in and out of his hands. We've seen some drops by ULM, Des. That's the first time we've seen one from St. Francis.
I think there's some humidity out there. Once again, ULM starting to settle into the game on defense. They've run quick game a ton in these situations, and so they're starting to sit down on these routes. So look for them to run a double move coming up.
Cerulli back to punt. Again, he had a 69-yarder last year for St. Francis. Again, Jake Godfrey back to receive, standing on his own 29-yard line. We'll see if Godfrey tries. Well, he won't get an opportunity, as it will die at the 35-yard line, and that is where ULM will start their drive. Good game so far. St. Francis definitely in it versus the Warhawks. It's ULM 7, St. Francis nothing here on ESPN+. As you see, Des, the die-hard students have made it out. First game of the season.
That is diehard.
Okay, it might be late for some people. This is early for them.
But what else you going to do on a Thursday night? It's not like you got to get up and go to class in the morning.
You technically don't have to, no. I mean, they probably suggest it, but they don't have to. I think if ULM takes care of business tonight, there might be a little celebrating by that section.
As they should.
But right now, St. Francis definitely in it, down just 7. 9:58 remaining in the second quarter. Aiden Armenta from the pistol. Gives it to McReynolds, looking to go down the left side, and he'll pick up 3 on the carry. Again, Des, you mentioned it. At the point of attack, ULM was winning, but this St. Francis defense has done a great job of shedding tackles.
Outside zones. Check him out. Check out 7. Just working his way to make that ball cut back inside. It's good. At the point of attack, they're getting drove, but they're not. They're staying in it. I'll tell you what. Every drive they stay in it, it gets a little bit harder for ULM.
Man in motion. Pop pass to Coulter or Gottfried, and he's going to hit, maybe lost a yard on the play. And St. Francis absolutely read that play. Nothing happening on the pop pass. Tackle by number 5 for St. Francis. That's Corey Williams.
Yep, and it's a good hit. Watch him come downhill on this. Boom!
Ooh, that is a big hit. Redshirt freshman out of Philadelphia.
Yeah, he
lost a 3 on the play.
Now you're in 3rd and long. Your playbook is pretty limited here.
Again, after that first drive, this St. Francis defense has really settled in. Armenta looking to throw. Nothing happening, keeping the play alive. He might need to take off. He's got room to run, looking deep. Flag on the play, caught. That's by Griffin. He'll score, but there is a flag in the backfield.
And, you know, he had all day. He could have made a sandwich in the pocket.
But did he have all day because of a hold?
Yeah. Maybe that's why. And if you're Griffin, you're thinking, man, I just ran a winch break.
Offense, number 75. That's a 10-yard penalty. We'll replay 3rd down.
Hugh McBroom, 4 starts last season. And Des, again, a team that was so disciplined last year, really hurting themselves with penalties.
And he did break the pocket, and what happens when you break the pocket, what does the defensive lineman do? They redirect to try to go outside. The lineman can't see what the quarterback's doing behind them, so they're grabbed on. The holding's going to be obvious.
I know it didn't count, but what great touch by Armenta on that long throw.
It was nice. And sometimes that helps to just build a little bit of confidence with the deep ball.
3rd and 20 now.
So screens and draws
for ULM. Again, now you got a touchdown called back. Warhawks, their own worst enemy here in the first half with penalties and drops. Armenta looking to throw, looking deep once again for Rico Powers. Cannot bring it in, hit him in the hands, and that is another drop pass by the Warhawks.
And that's talking about dropping it in the bucket. Tough pass, very small target. They're going to attack the boundary safety there, man, locked up in man. He's in his face. That's good defense.
That's
Nichols, good defense.
But Powers had an opportunity to make that catch.
But you know what? He made it difficult. That's a tough catch. Watch him. Check him out in phase. Doesn't freak out.
No, actually, that was actually a really good play by Nichols. You're right.
Attacks the hands. Doesn't panic and grab. Textbook.
Ryan to punt. Again, another drive with ULM coming away with nothing. Perryman won't get an opportunity to return that one in a good bounce. Extra roll for ULM. St. Francis will take over the 22-yard line. So Warhawks have a touchdown call back. St. Francis looking to tie this up when we come back. Back here on ESPN Plus, as you see ULM Superfan with the flag in the middle of that student section. You talk about any sporting event on campus, that young man is there supporting the Warhawks. But how about St. Francis? Very game here tonight in their first ever trip to the state of Louisiana. Whitfield in the gun. Ikechi to his left. Trying to duplicate what they did. Just a chest pass out to Ikechi. He is slammed down by Tyrese Hopkins for ULM.
Yeah. And that's a big brother play right there. That's I'm frustrated. You ain't supposed to be. Let me just let you know real quick. They try to run the toss. And
I talk about form tackling.
Yeah, that's a
with a little emphasis.
The WWE toss.
Yeah,
hip toss.
gain of 2.
And how about 50? Look at 5'5" out there on Godfrey.
That's old Guzzy. I formation, don't see that very often these days. Give to Ikechi, and he is still on his feet up to the 29-yard line. Ikechi. Again, Hopkins in there to make the stop for ULM.
Yeah, some interesting sets that the St. Francis is running, trying to manipulate this defense, trying to get the edge, running condensed sets, 2x2.
Gain of 3. We've seen multiple formations from the St. Francis offense so far. 3rd and 5, they'll stay in the eye. 3rd and 5 from their own 29. Whitfield again under the eye. Play action, got a man open behind his intended receiver, Scott Raymond. If he puts it in front of him, Des, he's still running.
And that's set up by the rush of ULM. They running max protection. They got the back in there running play action, trying to slow him down. And the quarterback's got a quick trigger right now because of that pressure.
Raymond was wide open. It's at least a first down. It's probably a lot more if he puts it in front of him. That's one Whitfield's going to regret.
I said that they took the tight end and leaked him out of the backfield. They're going to come back to that later.
Cerulli to punt. Godfrey standing on his 29. Yet, well, he did get a 10-yard return on the first punt of the ball game. But again, ULM just clinging to a 7-0 lead. 7:05 remaining here in the first half.
And in my experience, when you're playing teams like this, you're just looking to get that 2-possession lead to try to just relax a little bit. And if you're the other side, they're thinking if we could just stay in a 1-possession game, you got a shot.
And Des, I know a big emphasis for this ULM team this year was look, wherever Bryant Vincent's been, whether it's been UAB, whether it's been in New Mexico, last year at ULM, they are going to run the football.
Yeah.
I know that's the identity of this team, but if they're going to take the next step, Coach Vincent said they need balance. That's why you've seen this team pass so much tonight. Unfortunately, catches just haven't been made.
16 yards total receiving is what ULM has.
I feel like they feel like they can run it when they want to, but they want to develop that passing game.
They need to for when you're playing a UTEP.
1st and 10 from the 26. The give is to Palmer Smith. He's got a good run. He's got close to a first down. He's got a first down, gain of 11 on the play by Zach Palmer Smith, the transfer out of Richmond.
Story of the night, once again, excellent run sled drill. The holes are there. This time, nobody fell off of a block to make a play at the last minute. Check him out, zone step, get up to the second level, block the mic, and he sticks his foot in the ground and cuts back.
1st and 10 from the 37. Armenta again back to the pistol. First down run for ULM. Armenta gives it back to Palmer Smith once again. This time, St. Francis defense was ready for it.
Yep, and that
Not much happened around the right side.
Yep, and that was 6 there. That was Igubor on the play. He's going to stay on the defense. He's going to stay on the line. That was made from the backside, but it was set up by the front side defensive lineman.
Dantzler Ward was in there as well for St. Francis, hit at the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10. Again, Armenta in the pistol. He'll put Godfrey in motion right to left. He'll go back to the near side. Armenta looking to throw. Nothing happening. Looking for Godfrey. Good behind catch. Again, opposite shoulder catch along the near sideline. That was a tough grab for Godfrey. These guys have dropped an easy one, Des, but make probably the most difficult catch of the night so far.
Yeah, Godfrey's a bowler. Running up the rail right there.
Back shoulder. Again, good coverage.
Flipped his hips
Corey Williams.
Yeah, flipped his hips in the air, made an excellent play on the ball in the air. Kind of remind you of a Tyreek Hill type of guy almost.
Can't blame the coverage, but a good back shoulder catch.
Very twitchy.
Bam McReynolds back into the ball game. He'll get the carry. He's got a hole, and he is flipped over at the 36-yard line.
Corey Williams going with the WWE move there, taking the legs up on him.
And that's the first time we've had an opportunity to call Gino Calgaro's name. He is a 3-time All-Conference, arguably the best defensive player, best linebacker at least, in the Northeastern Conference, or the Northeast Conference. He is a beast.
That's the guy.
First time we've called his name tonight, gain of 2.
That was the guy that you and them knew coming in that would pose a problem.
Coach Vincent bragged about their 2 linebackers, Calgaro and Betts, in our production meeting. 2nd and 8 from the 38 of St. Francis. ULM looking to add to this lead. Armenta looking to throw. Ball is brought in by Coulter.
Pre-play, if you look at the splits there, kind of gives it away. You notice they got doubles up top. They're wide. You're trying to get that defender away so you can run that screen.
It is caught, but it is a gain of just 2. 3rd and 6. Armenta gives it off to Mick Reynolds, who made 1 man miss, missing 2 men miss, but 3 yards short of the first down. So it's decision time, Des, for Coach Vincent.
I think that call shows you Coach knew he was going for it. They're going to go tempo. But how about him hitting the Le'Veon Bell and just stopping and letting the block develop in front of him?
Ryland Green coming in for ULM. Coach Vincent was bragging about the fall camp he had there. Definitely no hesitation. 4th and 2.
So ULM made a personnel change, so they had to give St. Francis the same opportunity.
They put Nate Sullivan in motion, seeing if they get St. Francis to jump. There's 10 seconds on the shot clock.
I like that.
4th and 2.
Pull up.
5 seconds. Armenta does take the snap. He's rolling to the right on 4th and 2. Good coverage. Rico Powers makes the catch, but he was standing out of bounds. I don't know if the officials caught that. He did come in. Did he establish himself?
The official's hat is off.
Yep.
He can't, if he's forced out of bounds, he can come in and reestablish.
Rico Powers with his first catch. If he's reestablished, that's catch. Again, first down for the Warhawks. Rico Powers' catch brings it down to the 12-yard line.
They're going tempo to be quick. So, yeah, lead it. Great play.
Rico Powers' first catch as a Warhawk on 4th down. The give to Bam. Bam trying to cut outside, nothing happening. Thrown down by, we talked about the other linebacker, Zach Betts making the stop.
If they're able to capitalize and get points here, it's going to come down to that play the play before, the previous play. It was a scramble drill. He tried to run a hook. It wasn't there. Hooked it up, ran a scramble drill, and he connected with his quarterback to keep the sticks moving.
Zach Palmer-Smith checked back into the ball game. Again, Zach Betts with a good tackle.
Remember that 4th down conversion.
Yep. 2nd and 8 from the 11, so they can get a first down inside the 5. Armenta looking to throw again.
Wow.
Got it in and out of the hands of his tight end, Ryland Green.
And you'd love to see Ryland get him a touchdown there. Local product out of West Monroe High School. Started at the bottom of the depth chart. He's worked his way up to be that guy. Slipped him up the seam.
Last second, Colin Douglas hits him at the point of contact as soon as Green was trying to make that catch and knocked it away.
That's a tough catch, but you, as a tight end, you want them to make that catch. You body him up and have those mitts of steel.
Palmer-Smith back into the left of Armenta. Armenta looking to throw. Under pressure, steps up, swarmed under. And again, St. Francis gets a stop and going to force Luke Stagg, you would think, to come in to kick a field goal.
And they wanted to fade up top. If you notice, he opens up and looks for the
Good
fade.
coverage.
It was coverage, but you would think he would throw maybe a back shoulder, but he didn't want to take a chance at the pick. Looked like he was a little bit off schedule with his receiver.
Balam Miller, Des, with another big play.
Wham-balam.
Out of Buffalo, New York.
Oh, Black Betty, wham-balam.
2-minute timeout.
2 minutes. Don't call it the other thing. Don't call it the other thing. It's the 2-minute timeout. We come back. Luke Stagg will look to add to the ULM lead. The Warhawks just clinging to a 7-0 lead. 2 minutes here in the first half. Back inside Malone Stadium as Luke Stagg will look to add to the ULM lead. Just 7-0. 2 minutes to go in the first half. Des, I guess the story of this first half is the Red Flash defense.
The Red Flash defense, their defensive line and linebackers working to get off of blocks, and their cornerbacks are playing a lot of man and pressing on the edge and doing well. Youngsters.
Stagg with the 32-yard attempt, looking to add to this ULM lead. Snap is good, hold is good, kick slips through, and Stagg with his first career field goal at ULM gives them a 2-possession lead with 1:55 remaining in the first half.
With a name like Luke Stagg, like you have to do something great, like kick long kicks or something, right? Luke Stagg, epic. Shout out to him. First start.
First start, yeah. First field goal in his career at ULM.
Stepping up with the opportunity, putting points on the board. But if you're ULM, Coach Vincent has got to be telling his guys at halftime, haven't played the cleanest game, haven't been able to.
I'm sorry.
No, go for it.
I don't think it's going to be a happy halftime for ULM.
Not at all. But you're still up 10 points. Can you clean it up? Obviously, they got some athletes that that they shouldn't be able to be stopped if you set them up.
Well, and how about the effort for Coach Villarreal's bunch? Coming here short-handed.
Bro, I have been so
60-something players. They've come to play tonight.
You got outside linebackers lining up, playing on the defensive line, out here making plays. It's impressive. And they surviving turnovers.
Yep.
Usually you don't do that.
My guy, bruh, ULM super fan has to take a deep breath after ULM made that field goal. You heard me, bruh. Just say bruh. Barry, Louisiana. Brought in by Perryman, and Perryman is knocked out. Oh, almost a late hit, knocked out of bounds at the 19-yard line.
He almost took the cheese. You know, it's like a bull when you got that flag, that red flag, and that's what the guy was sitting there being held up.
You see the bobble again. That's the second time Perryman's bobbled a kickoff.
Maybe the ball's a little moist.
Well, we've seen a ton of drops and a ton of bobbles. I got to assume, we talk about the amount of drops, and I got to assume that even though the weather's cleared up, that
it's wet, humid.
It's been wet and humid, yeah.
Humid's high. I mean, heck, our windows are fogged up.
Yes, it's part of the reason it's sometimes hard to see where the ball is, but.
So that would explain, it would make sense the ball has a little dew on it.
1st and 10 from their own 19-yard line, Whitfield.
All right, 2-minute drill.
In the gun, yeah. We'll see how aggressive Coach Villarreal's offense is on first down. Just down 10 points. Ball is caught that time by Scott Raymond.
Just want to get the drive going.
Picked up 4 on the play.
Run a hitch, get the sticks moving, not the sticks moving, but get the drive going. Good pocket, good pass pro.
Positive play on first down.
You're going to need some chunk plays at some point if you want points in this drive.
Pick up a 5 at 2nd and 5. ULM looking to get a stop and see if they can make something happen. Got a few timeouts left. They've got 2.
3.
So
St. Francis have all 3 timeouts.
Yeah, so we'll see what St. Francis, how aggressive they get if they do pick up a first down. Give to Akechi. He is going to be first down, 31. We'll see if they try to go tempo now. I think they will.
It was going to be very dependent how aggressive they are based on that play.
I've been impressed with Akechi as well.
He's doing excellent reading and reacting there. But ULM's playing 2 deep, man. So,
Whitfield looking to throw, looking for Akechi once again, and Akechi catches it, but Akechi not going anywhere. Corey and Wilson in there to make the stop for the Warhawks. Read that all the way.
They're sitting on the quick game. They've seen it. They know how to diagnose it now. By this time, you know what your keys are. They're going to have to take a shot. I know you want to be
but the clock is running.
Yeah. So look for a double move at some point. Maybe the screen and go.
Second.
But now they're behind the sticks.
Yeah, 2nd and 13.
And ULM also has their timeouts.
But the clock is running with 57 seconds left, and now they might try to slow it up. 9 seconds on the play clock. I think that's exactly what they're going to do.
Don't want to give you.
Might have been a false start. Whitfield.
Don't want to give you a limit.
Rolls out, throws to the sideline, sliding grab up to the 40-yard line, makes it 3rd and 2. Catch on the play by Brendan Hodge, his first of the ball game.
And those are the things the coaches are thinking. If they don't get the first down here, ULM gets the ball back, and they get the ball back.
Well, this is something that St. Francis does not want to see. One of their best players, Mason Impt, preseason all-conference player is down in the backfield.
They can't afford to lose a single player, especially not up front.
And Mason Impt, he's a great story. Not only is he playing left guard, but Dez, he's actually carried the football and caught the football in his career. So you want to talk about a versatile big man, that's Mason. There's a reason he's a all-Northeast Conference preseason player.
Athlete with an F. I don't know too many offensive linemen that you line up and say we're going to toss the ball to.
Shows you how athletic he is.
Usually that's the defensive lineman that does that type of stuff. I was telling you earlier, an offensive lineman is a defensive somebody that's not athletic enough generally to play defensive line. Well, not in his case.
Yep. Again, Mason Imp's had a tremendous career for the Red Flash. You don't want to see anybody go down shorthanded, but especially an all-conference caliber player.
Yeah.
ULM has declined the 10-second runoff for an injured player under 2 minutes.
They won't. Coach V is still thinking he wants the 2-for-1 opportunity if they get a stop here, and you better believe he's going to be aggressive.
And ULM would get the football back empty. You could see walking very, very gingerly.
Yeah, and that's just understanding the flow of a game. These type of moments, these decisions, these moments is where you can break a game open.
Yeah, you see some of the bigger bodies coming in there to try to help Imp off the field.
Yeah, hopefully he's okay.
We hope
hopefully it's not nothing too serious, because that's going to be a tough plane ride home.
Yeah, that is. Again, St. Francis is leaving as soon as this game is over. It's already a late start, and again, already a short-handed team, an inexperienced team. You don't want to see one of their best players go down.
No, that's how it goes. And when you play these flight games, you don't stay in the night. No matter when the game ends, you're going. There's a plane waiting on the tarmac for you.
There you see where Imp went down. 3rd and 2. We'll see if ULM's defense can get a stop.
Hold up.
And see if they get aggressive. But first, they've got to get a stop. Again, a first down here. You think St. Francis would probably go tempo. Whitfield joined by Ikechi in the backfield.
You got to be thinking inside.
Whitfield again looking to throw. Got a man open in the flat and misses him once again. As we saw it with Scott Raymond earlier, simple throws to wide open guys that Whitfield has missed.
They're going to put this on the quarterback, but he's trying to guide his guy away from the sideline. He doesn't want his momentum to carry him out of bounds. So he's expecting him to kind of turn it up, just not on the same page with his receiver.
ULM led the Sun Belt in blocks last season, so we'll see if the ULM special teams decides to go after him, or maybe give Gottfried an opportunity on a return with 33 seconds left and 2 timeouts.
Remember that play if ULM is able to get points here. That was a go-ahead, give me first down.
ULM does come after it. Godfrey will call for a fair catch at the 15, 16-yard line. Hunter Herring came close to making a play. Again, I said he's the ULM version of Taysom Hill.
You got a quarterback rushing a punt. You got to love it.
He's not your ordinary quarterback.
This is very true. He said, he wants some burn. He wants some juice. Put me in, coach.
Well, Des, it's not a 2-minute offense. It's a 26-second offense. We know ULM wants to work on the passing game. Yeah. And they do have 2 timeouts. I'm anxious to see how aggressive this Bryant Vincent offense is going to be here. Because you do get the ball back after half.
This is true. And St. Francis in these situations, they like quarters. So you got to think the seams, 4 verticals, open that up, kind of put those guys in conflict.
Maybe a shot play here. They got some young cornerbacks. ULM has gotten behind the secondary, just haven't able to complete it. Armenta will throw. Armenta going deep. Looking for Rico Powers down the near sideline. Almost comes up with a one-handed catch. Can't bring it in.
And if you look,
I like the aggressiveness.
And if you look what they ran vertical routes. He was running stride for stride.
Again, not bad coverage at all.
But yeah,
by Malachi Nelson.
But
Nichols.
You gotta like Rico Powers' chances in that.
Yeah.
That 6'2", 190 pounds versus that undersized guy.
Again, they got 2 guys on the boundaries for St. Francis who are making their debuts, and so far they're holding up.
They're doing it.
Armenta, the draw.
Gonna take it in.
To Dorian Lewis, and that might be the last play of the first half.
I think it will be.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Oh, no, got us timeout.
They got another injured St. Francis player, unfortunately.
And this is where those body blows that they've been taking and those numbers are starting to add up. They don't have the depth to be able to rotate. These guys have played every snap pretty much.
See who the injured St. Francis player it is.
And that's when you got to kind of feel for these guys. When
Igabor
Higginboard's been balling, too.
ULM has declined the option for the 10-second runoff with the injured player under 2 minutes. The game clock will start on the snap.
And you see Coach V there talking to his guys. He's kind of telling them what they expect. He's kind of, letting them know the flow of the game.
I said again, Board, that was not who was injured on the play. It was number 8, Council, but he's off on his own power. 3rd and 7.
Probably telling them, don't do nothing crazy.
Maybe one more carry.
Probably.
See if you can break one.
Yeah. You're already close to your locker room. See, that's the functional stuff you think about. Let's not get too far away from the locker room. I got to jog back over here.
Well, forget that. Armenta looking to throw. Armenta steps up in the pocket. He is going to be dropped for a loss.
And that's what Coach V was telling them. Hey, we'll take a shot. If it's not there, you don't like it, eat it.
That is the end of the half. Zach Betts gets the sack to end the half for St. Francis. Des, so far a defensive battle here at Monroe.
Absolutely. Going back and forth. ULM, few mistakes. St. Francis fighting to make it happen. But they're making it competitive, and now we got a ball game coming out in the second half. Can they survive with the numbers, though? It's the numbers.
It's 10-0 Warhawks at the half. They'll get the ball to start the second half, but both defensive so far making plays. ULM got a score on their first drive of the ball game, a touchdown that is, but ever since then, St. Francis defense has really stepped up. ULM's defense pitching a shutout here in the first half. We'll have halftime when we come back right after this. Stadium. It is ULM 10, St. Francis nothing. Welcome back in. Sean Fox, joined by former McNeese State All-American Desmond Lightning. Des, you are a defensive guy. I'm going to assume you liked what you saw in the first half.
I mean, we haven't really highlighted it, but ULM's pitching a shutout.
They are.
I also like what I see from St. Francis being a little bit overmatched in certain positions, but they're scrapping and fighting, getting off of blocks and getting ULM off the field. Stop the turnover, change of possession, didn't give up any points.
Well, listen, St. Francis had a lot of things going against them. It was a long trip, right? First plane ride in 10 years. You had a long wait. Yep. They're undermanned, but they are out here in their last year at the NCAA level. They are playing their tails off here in the first half.
I think their front is better than advertised on both sides. A little bit undersized on defense, but athletic. I think up front they're good at a very specific set. They're taking good zone steps. They're kind of mobile. Not the best at pass blocking, which is why they're going quick game.
So on the opposite end of the spectrum, your ULM, it's 10-0. Let's accentuate the positive first. You mentioned it. They've pitched a shutout.
Yeah, they're ULM's pitching a shutout on defense. They're bending a little bit, but they're adjusting and getting them off the field on third down. Now, what ULM on offense is doing is they're getting a little bit behind the chains, and it's kind of, they've had some big ball opportunities. They had an opportunity for a bomb on the first play of the game, just a little bit too far.
As we look at the stats from the first half, and you mentioned had a touchdown called back because of a penalty, and I think penalties were a big part of the first half. We knew ULM, again, Bryant Vincent's MO is running the football. They did it in the first half with 148.
I mean, and it looks like a sled drill on some of those plays. They're creating movement up front, and to St. Francis' point, they're bending, but they're getting off of those blocks. Passing yards, on the other hand, 61 yards.
And that's the one thing that ULM wanted to establish this year. You knew they can run the football. Coach Vincent thought for this program to take the next step, they needed balance. Balance is not what they had in the first half.
And if you look at both teams are struggling on third down.
Yep.
That's why 10-7 score. When they're able to stay ahead of the chains, they're able to have success. It hadn't happened for either teams on both sides.
Again, ULM's up 10-0 at the half. When we come back, more here from Malone Stadium. It's the Warhawks 10, the Red Flash, nothing. Well, if you like short halftimes, this is your game. Just a 10-minute halftime because of the delay. Just enough time to go, I guess, rehydrate. And if you're probably ULM and Coach Vincent, you probably didn't like what you heard at halftime. If you're Coach Villarreal, you probably like where your team is, want a little more offense, but you are definitely in this game where a lot of people thought St. Francis would come in. It'd be ugly, but they have shown, again, this is a team that knocked off a FBS. Look, I wish we'd go back to 1A and 1AA. They did knock off an FCS team last year in Kent State. So they're trying to shock the world once again in their last year at the NCAA level.
Yeah, and that will be a pretty nice feather in their cap, right, to fly back to Pennsylvania, coming in here spoiling the season opener. But if you're ULM, they're a couple of plays away from really breaking the game open. They just haven't been able to reel them in.
Braylon McReynolds and Jake Godfrey back to receive the kick for ULM. Again, they scored on their first drive of the first half, and then it was St. Francis defense. And maybe the most impressive thing so far, Des, is when ULM got that turnover in plus territory, St. Francis was able to knock them backwards, and ULM came away with nothing.
That was a gut punch, really, that in an uplift for St. Francis. But if you're ULM, you're thinking, you're getting the ball here, you're up 2 scores already. Getting up 17-0, the game starts to look a little bit different, especially if you're already overmatched.
Eli Tucker looking to kick it away for St. Francis. And McReynolds is going to let that one go into the end zone as ULM and Aiden Armenta come back for the second half again. Penalties and drops for ULM offense was the theme of the first half.
Now remember, they opened up the game, ULM's offense did, with a shot play. Does Coach Vincent come out here and dial it up again, taking a shot on first down? And you got to think that St. Francis will be ready.
Coach Vincent said it's 0-0 once again. Pay no attention to it just being 10-0. They've got to come back and reestablish their identity here in the second half. So let's see if they – we have a streaker.
Oh, my goodness.
Des, this might be a first.
This is a first for me for sure.
Yeah. I mean, he does have his pants on. That's a positive.
Yeah, so he's not quite he didn't fully commit. He going to jail, though. But here's the thing. This is what happens when you have a rain delay. The liquid heaters, the liquid courage flows.
Well, he's made it to the south end zone, which might be a safe space.
At least he left the field. You know, that was nice. He didn't make him catch him.
Yeah, and at least he kept his pants on, so that's a positive.
Very thoughtful. All right, a little interlude. Back to
that was our halftime entertainment.
Yeah, back to your scheduled event.
Aiden Armenta gives it off to Braylon McReynolds. He's looking to streak for a positive yard. She picks up 7.
That play was designed to go to the left outside zone, and that was all running back right there to cut that all the way back against the grain. How about the players, though? Imagine being a player here. You're looking at your keys, thinking about your blocks, and this idiot's running across the field.
You're getting ready to start the second half,
but look, nobody moved. Everybody's head snapped, and it's like, all right, let's go. Line up. 2 seconds later, you're playing football.
I guess the season's officially here.
You're right.
We've got our first streaker.
We in it.
Armenta. This time coming to the near side is Bam McReynolds. Got the first down and more up to the 42-yard line. First down, ULM, and no penalties.
I got to bring some attention to the running back, all right? Braylon McReynolds, he's shown me a level of patience. He's like, think Le'Veon Bell. He stops and will let his blocks develop and then hit the hole. It's pretty impressive.
We have yet to see so far Tyrell Reed, a transfer from Arkansas, and the highest-rated recruit ever at ULM, Deshaun Ford, the running back out of Opelousas, Louisiana. He was a top 60 running back in the country. Committed to ULM at the Navy All-American game. We have not seen him yet, but with the way Bam McReynolds is running the football, don't need to. Got a man wide open, caught.
He was.
Sliding out the backfield. I think that was Nate Sullivan.
Yeah, that's Big Nate.
The short catch. Might have lost a yard on the play. Maybe.
And
yeah,
so
right to the line of scrimmage.
He was open early, but Armenta wanted the deep ball. It wasn't there. He came off to him a little late. If he gets the ball to him early, maybe he gets positive.
Good stop by the St. Francis defense. Gino Calgaro, again, the all-NEC linebacker, making the play. Surprise, surprise. Again, Coach Vincent could not brag on him enough.
I mean, look at him. He's thick out there. With a name like Gino Calgaro. Sounds like a Star Wars character.
Give to McReynolds once again. Huge hole across midfield. That's Dorian Lewis up to the 39-yard line. His biggest run as a Warhawk. Again, missed all last season, but Coach said he had a little giddy up, and he showed it on that carry for the first down.
I got to talk to him during camp. And you know what? I asked him, how's he describe himself? And he described his running back room. This guy's a team player.
And Des, I'll tell you what made that play was the downfield blocking by the wide receivers.
For sure. Talk about sealing the guy. And those DBs are small. That's the one gripe against him.
1st and 10 from the St. Francis 38-yard line. Armenta from the pistol. Coming to the near side is Lewis once again. Makes one man miss, makes two men miss before he is tackled on the play by Council, but not before he picks up close. So 5 on the carry.
That's his man. That corner coming off the edge there is his man to beat. They expect the running back to be able to make him miss, and he does just that.
Actually picked up 7, 2nd and 3, and Zach Palmer-Smith, the transfer from Richmond, checks into the ball game. 2nd and 3. Give to Palmer-Smith, patiently waiting, and he's going to be about a yard short of the first down.
And you notice something right now? ULM starting to lean on the red flash.
Glassmeyer making the tackle a yard short of the first down, 3rd and 1. Des, I think without a doubt, 4-down territory, and here comes Hunter Herring. Again, yes, he's the running quarterback, but he does have the ability to throw the football, as he showed 2 years ago in the season opener, leading ULM to a win over Army as the quarterback coming off the bench. Yeah.
And they're going to come out in the pistol. Makes it tough to understand for the backers to see which way the back's going.
It's Lewis behind Herring.
The guard splits kind of give it away.
Herring going to keep it. Herring lowering his shoulder, getting down to the 21-yard line and a first down. Look, if Hunter's in the game, he's like, I want the ball.
Absolutely. And just watch him. He's going to fake it to the back and follow him. Use your back as a lead blocker.
Yeah,
He's a fullback.
How about Dorian Lewis coming in and lead blocking from the pistol formation?
And once again, that's your walk-on back that was out of football for a year. Gets a call from Coach V when he's on his couch. Do you want to play? Heck yeah, Coach, I want to play.
And a good block on Calgaro. Going to get in the biggest bull in the woods. The give to Lewis once again. Cuts inside. That time Calgaro makes the tackle.
Yeah.
But there is a late flag on the play. A little payback on that.
Yeah. And what Lewis told me is, he says, we deep. Everybody can play. And Coach says there's plenty for everybody to eat. Nobody's selfish. This has been his drive to eat, and he's eating.
Personal foul, face mask, defense.
Yeah.
That's a half the distance to the goal.
Didn't see who it was
Number
on,
28 can stay in the game. His helmet came off because of a foul.
There you go, face mask on the play. They say 28, but that was actually on 33 with the face mask. That is Adrian Littleton.
And that's the first really penalty that on the defense. Been a clean game.
Yeah, St. Francis has been very clean penalty-wise. That's only their 2nd of the ball game. 1st and 10.
But this
is it 1st and goal, I believe, from the 10-yard line?
This is a stomach-sapping, energy-sapping drive by ULM.
Godfrey in motion. McReynolds dropped in the backfield. That is Council dropping McReynolds for a loss, and we don't see McReynolds go down on first contact tonight so far, Des.
And he read that. He's going to come in and split that block from his outside linebacker position. It was dead in the water. Good play. And now
loss of 3 on the play. 2nd and 13. Yeah. Now that changes some things.
Excuse me. It was 1st and goal.
It was 1st and goal from the 10. So 2nd and goal from the 13-yard line. ULM would love to come away with a touchdown and make this a 3-possession game. Armenta puts Godfrey in motion. Armenta looking to throw. Back across. Wheel. McReynolds. Touchdown Warhawks. Coming on the wheel route. Great throw, great catch, and touchdown ULM.
Excellent execution. If you key this play up, they're going to influence all of the flow of the defense with the play action to go right, get them flowing in the moment. They just throw the throwback back to the running back he did a play action to, who's wide open there up the rail. Check it out. Play action, pull the tackle, and flow to the right and just throw back.
They're checking your eye on the football.
And, Calgaro got caught looking in the backfield and, let his man get outside of him.
Stagg looking for the extra point. Good opening drive for the Warhawks. Kick is up. Kick is good. And that is a 3-possession ball game. Des, first possession, first half touchdown. First possession, second half touchdown for ULM.
And this one was a dominant drive, energy-sucking drive, capped off with an excellent executed throwback pass.
Bam McReynolds, the story so far offensively for ULM. He's done it on the ground. He just did it through the air. The ULM cheerleaders finally something to cheer about as the Warhawks score on their first drive of the second half to make it 17-0. And Des really impressed with the debut here at ULM for Braylon Bam McReynolds.
They have a running back room.
They do.
You know, you put your number 3 back in and don't skip a beat. Go back to your number 1, finish the drive off.
And again, we haven't even seen the touted freshman Deshaun Ford yet.
No D Ford, you're right.
Ball brought in.
Got a gap.
By, that is Najee Adams, his first kick return, his first touch of the ball game.
Now, keep in mind that long drive, possession drive that ULM just did. Coach Vincent said, you know, they want to be able to lean on people. They did that in that last drive. They cannot afford to go 3 and out here as an offense for the sheer fact of your defense needs a chance to go get some water at the very least.
Not only that, Des, but you were very much in it with a 2-possession game. Now it's a 3-possession game. You feel like you got to come away with something because, as you mentioned, that defense, they were on the field a long time. ULM really kind of established themselves up front on that last drive.
For sure. But now ULM is seeing some of these formations.
There is a quarterback change for St. Francis. Jeff Hohenstein, who led St. Francis to the win over Kent State, has checked into the ball game. He hands it off to Jameel Perryman, who is thrown down at the 32-yard line. So again, Hohenstein, there's 3 quarterbacks who played last year. Again, Hohenstein led the big win over Kent State. Whitfield really not able to get anything going. Missed a couple guys in the first half, so Coach Villarreal making a change at the half.
Just trying to get a spark for you guys, but how about Tyrese Hopkins?
Yeah, we've caught him a few times tonight.
Tyrese Hopkins, to be that big and to be able to come inside, he ran around him and ran him down from the back. Not fair. It's a different level of athlete.
Well, and Hohenstein, a little bit better runner than Whitfield. We'll see if he can get something going offensively for St. Francis from the pistol. Hohenstein, again, rolls out, throws, ball. Looking for his intended receiver, the freshman Peyton Nelson, but he slipped, making his break.
That's a tough pass to make on the move. A lot of space there, just trying to get him to him in space quick. And now you're in a 3rd and long situation. ULM's been able to get pressure without having to blitz.
Yeah, they haven't blitzed tonight. Been, especially defensively, Des, been pretty vanilla.
Yep, absolutely. Definitely by design. Also, it's early in the season. You don't want to show too much of your install.
As we say that, they've pitched a shutout.
Yeah.
3rd and 17, Hohenstein in the gun. Looking at 3rd and 7, looking to pick up a first down from their 32-yard line.
They've run this condensed trips a couple of times. Check it out.
Hohenstein steps up, throws, got a man open. It's caught by Bobby Cameron. Got the first down at the 41-yard line.
Yep. And they run. Sorry about that.
Oh, go ahead.
They run the under route, run the condensed trip set, and he was open from the jump. This quarterback hit it. We've seen the last quarterback miss a couple of open receivers there. And already you see a little bit of a spark from the quarterback change.
Yeah, sometimes that's all it takes is a change at the quarterback position. Hohenstein picks up a first down. His first possession of this ball game, 8 minutes to go here in the third quarter. He'll stay in the gun. Ketchy to his left from the 41-yard line. They'll send Nelson in motion.
Will.
Give to a Ketchy. Jump stop. 3, 4, 5 white jerseys come in, but positive gain of 3.
This drive is already a success for the sheer fact of them staying on the field and developing a little bit of momentum.
Hopkins again makes the stop.
You can kind of tell that ULM's kind of guessing a little bit. They're not sure what's coming.
Well, again, I think Hohenstein brings a little bit different to the offense with his ability to run.
And now you pick up positive yards on first down. Second down, you have anything you want here.
2nd and 7 from their own 44-yard line.
Got to think quick game, trying to set up a third and manageable.
St. Francis didn't believe cross midfield in the first half. And a late timeout. I think Coach Villarreal, there was a delay game, but I think he got a timeout.
I'm sorry, timeout. St. Francis, that's their first of the half.
So you never know who that's on when that happens. Is it did
30 seconds
did
in
they
late.
put the play in long? Was it players getting lined up a little? Whatever it is, that was smart of him not to get behind the chains here and kill this drive.
The one thing we haven't seen St. Francis do so far, Des, is take a shot downfield. Everything has kind of been at or around the line of scrimmage. A lot of misdirection, a lot of crossing patterns. Just curious if they think they can. Again, they got a lot of young wide receivers on this roster.
Well, I think we played LSU my sophomore year, and we essentially had to run quick game just from a lot of the talent that they had up front. We were able to move the ball. I do think ULM knows that. They know they can't block their front four. And so they're kind of handicapped in a certain situation to do quick game. Otherwise, they're going to get sacked and get behind the sticks. And they're just trying to stay ahead of the chains. But at some point, you got to think you have to open it up and take a shot. But when they took a shot, the quarterback threw it to the other team.
That's true. The one time they did take a shot, he was under pressure. Again, been a quiet night for Billy Pullen so far, but as we mentioned, everything's been kind of quick.
Not going to let him get to the quarterback.
Now they've got somebody, they've moved Scott Raymond over there, maybe as an extra blocker in front of Billy Pullen. Man in motion on the jet, coming to the near side. First time across midfield is Perryman. He's got a first down up to the ULM 44-yard line.
And a lot of window dressing formationally to get to the jet, and it worked.
And
they got the edge.
Gotzi knocks him out of bounds, but Perryman with the biggest carry so far of the ball game for St. Francis and into ULM territory. Looking to answer ULM's touchdown.
And so they're lining up in these sets, and they're trying to make – you have to respect the alignment, and they're trying to get the edge by their formationally, and they did. It worked that time.
Good stiff arm at the end of that play. So St. Francis for the first time in the plus territory of ULM. Hohenstein under center. Again, man in motion. This time he'll roll out. Looking to throw under pressure and swamped under sack. Pullen was there, but not before.
33.
That's Dylan Howe got in there to make the play.
Dylan Howe, and that's why they haven't taken a shot.
Yeah.
Now they're behind the chains. The drive is essentially you've shot. But you got to put that on. The quarterback had his check down. It was there. He wanted the big ball. He had his tight end out in the flats open. Hit him. See, you have the drag coming across, but he wanted that over route to 12.
Dylan Howe in his third season at ULM. His best game of the year actually against Texas. The preseason #1 had 5 tackles versus the Longhorns in Austin last season.
We'll remember that for the rest of his life.
He will. 2nd and 14 from the pistol is Hohenstein. Give to a Ketchy. Again, He's got room to run 40, 35, 30. Flag on the play down to the 19-yard line, but it may be coming back.
And that's unfortunate because it looked like it was away from the play. They run unbalanced into the boundary, and it was textbook blocking. Huge hole opened up, plus the stiff arm.
It is coming back, but I like what we've seen from Ikichi tonight.
Ikichi's good.
again, transfer from Ole Miss, didn't get a chance to play for the Rebels.
He's a patient back. He allows his blocks in front of him to develop, similar to what Braylon's doing. But let's see. Yeah, he tackled him. That would make sense. He got beat. So normally when you get beat inside and the defensive line tries to redirect, you just grab.
And Dez, I mean, talk about debilitating from the red zone. Now it's 67 with the hold. That's Connor Van Tassel from in the red zone to now second and forever, 2nd and 24.
And that's Cliff Mosley forcing that hold there.
Hohenstein rolling out, throws it out to the flat, and it is a big-time hit for ULM. That is DeArco Perkins McAllister with a remember me shot. A little well.
Yeah, quarterback kind of threw him a hospital ball there. A little bit low, a little bit away. And he makes him pay. So this drive started off.
There was no chance for success on that play.
And the drive started off so promising. You hate to see it for the red flash to kind of kill themselves there. And we asked, why haven't they taken a shot? That drive was killed by that shot play.
And that's the first time we've seen Theodore come in, and you probably don't want to remember that one. First action, makes the catch, and big hit.
And how many plays do you have in your playbook for, what is it, 3rd and 20? 20 through 2?
Well, this is usually where you have a draw or screen.
Yeah, but
we'll take a timeout. We come back. It's St. Francis facing 3rd and 23 when we come back here from Malone. Back here on ESPN Plus, Sean Fox, Desmond Lighton, as St. Francis faces a 3rd, and as you see, downtown Monroe, 3rd and 23. It almost take to get to downtown Monroe on this down and distance day.
Yeah, it's about 3rd and downtown.
3rd and 23 from their own 45-yard line.
I like the little time lapse there. Shout out to the production team. Okay.
They're good at what they do.
Yeah.
Hohenstein in the gun, 2 receivers to the bottom of the screen, 3 receivers at the bottom of the screen, 1 to the top. Ikichi back into the ball game.
They try the same under route.
Set him out, yeah. Arrow route, but Hohenstein's going to take off, and he is well short of the first down. Tackle on the play by Noah Fleming.
They tried to run spacing. They brought the number 3 underneath again. Just going to hit him. Maybe to try to get him in space and let him run for it. Wasn't there. ULM kept everything in front. And now a promising drive. At the very least, they flip the field. Maybe they can try to pin ULM back here.
So Ruley back to punt. for St. Francis. Jake Godfrey back to receive. It looks like ULM going to send some pressure. They do. Don't get to it, but low line drive. Godfrey picks up at his own 9. Looking to the near side, up to the...
His knee was down.
Yep. Good catch. And we have some extracurriculars on the sideline of ULM.
I don't think they thought he was down.
And Coach Vincent,
I love the audio.
Coach Vincent wants to let them know to go to their own sideline.
Dude, I would go to war for a coach like that, right? He in it with the players. Let's see, was he down? No,
where was he down? Which, again, I understand the confusion from St. Francis.
Placed at the end of the kick, first down.
What?
Coach Vincent wanted a flag at the end of the play, but where was his knee down?
Well, I know he short and low to the ground, but dog.
Did he at one point signal for a fair catch?
Maybe. It's a good. Then that would
because
be
again,
that would
I don't blame for St. Francis for playing this thing out. Now there was some little something extra here at the end of it by.
Yeah, that was a penalty.
Yeah,
he's well out of bounds. He's past the warning track.
And Coach Vincent was not pleased with that.
And then he told him, "Get off our sideline."
As ULM puts the ball in play, all kinds of confusion on both sidelines right now.
Yeah, they blew. Did he signal fair catch? That would have been a penalty.
I can't,
that would be a penalty, though,
I don't
if
know.
he took off running.
Well, we have the cheerleaders in one end zone. Okay, I think our timing was off everywhere on that play.
Maybe we can get some insight from our officials.
The dance team was ready to come out and dance in the north end zone. Armenta in the gun, or pistol, excuse me. Give it off to Mick Reynolds, and Mick Reynolds is hit in the backfield by a number of St. Francis players led by who else? Balam Miller certainly making a name for himself in the season debut.
Yeah, Balam getting some good fam because he's out there balling, man. Just getting off of blocks. And my D-line coach, Manny Michel, would always say, get off a block and make a play. Like a lot of times people are just okay with being in their gap. We here to make plays.
And Manny Michel, of course, spent some time here as an assistant coach at ULM.
Yeah. Didn't recruit me, though.
Second and 10.
He said, look, bro.
For Armenta. Looking to throw. Got a man open and gets him out in the flat. That is Nate Sullivan close to a first down, and he does have a first down.
Yeah, good way to get the drive started. Get out of the shadow of your own goalpost. Michel said, look, bro. You were 200 pounds soaking wet.
Nate Sullivan, more of the receiving tight end for the Warhawks, picks up a first down.
Yeah. Dual threat. He was, I believe he was a receiver and moved over to tight end, put a little more weight on.
And Tyrell Reed, the Arkansas transfer, Dez has checked in the first time in the backfield for ULM. Reed will get the carry. Reed's got room to run, 30. 35, 36, spin move, 41, circle Burton, first down. Okay, Tyrell Reed, that'll earn you some more PT.
Yeah, so ULM's deep in the running back room right now. And once again, Dorian Lewis said everybody can eat. And now you got Tyrell Reed eating too.
Again, Tyrell Reed, transfer from Arkansas, but was a JUCO All-American where he pulled an Al Bundy, 4 touchdowns in one game.
Oh, yeah, that's a deep cut right there, Sean.
Armenta looking to throw. Sideline, in and out of the hands of J.P. Coulter. I think I've lost track of the drops.
Yeah.
But a flag late, and Armenta is hobbling.
Might have took a late hit after that ball was released. We'll see here. And a lot of times the linemen take the cheese after chasing the guy around all night.
There's 2 flags, both on the defense. Holding, defense, number 24. That penalty's declined. Personal foul, roughing the passer. Defense, number 4. That 15-yard penalty carries an automatic first down.
Which is why Armenta is...
And that was the defensive tackle, Jack Courtney.
Limping, yeah.
That took the cheese, didn't pull up. Let's see how close it was. Oh, yeah, he took 2 extra steps, put his head in and everything. And that's a little frustration.
He probably thought it was a love tap.
Oh, yeah? He loved him on. That's a heck of a tap.
First down. Now that puts ULM into St. Francis territory at the 45-yard line.
If you're going to late hit him, you got to get your money's worth. I don't think he got his money's worth there.
Good thing is Armenta's okay after limping. Back into the pistol.
He might have sold it a little bit.
Tyrell Reed still in the backfield. He'll get the carry, come to the near side, cuts inside 40, down to the 37-yard line, 38-yard line, just short of a first down. Tyrell Reed looking good on his first 2 carries as a Warhawk.
Sean, I think you could have got a couple yards on that play.
Well, the holes are starting to open up.
These gaps are getting a little bit bigger. You got guards and tackles getting up to safeties. They're on the second, third level.
Gain of 8, 2nd and 2. The give to Reed once again. He's got the first down and more up to the 34-yard line. And Tyrell Reed, a nice change of pace back here in the start of the second half.
And that's when you tell your offensive line, hey, go take over this game. We want 5 yards of pop, and that's what ULM is getting right now.
Palmer Smith checking back into the ball game for ULM. He's to the left of Armenta in the gun. Armenta looking to throw. Armenta will throw down the far sideline. Got a man knocked away at the last second. Good defensive play by St. Francis. Looking for Jake Godfrey. Looked open at first, but Colin Douglas breaking late knocks it away.
It wasn't. They had a half-field safety there to come over and make a play on that ball. He lucky didn't pick it. And so, look, they went bare front there, it looked like. Brought a 5th defensive lineman in, and the moment they did that, ULM took a shot.
We've called Colin Douglas's name a few times tonight. 2nd and 10 for the Warhawks.
Yep, they got that outside linebacker walked up here for essentially a 5-man front.
Armenta looking to throw once again. Quick throw in and out of the hands of Nate Sullivan.
Yep. You got to catch that. They want Nate to try to develop some rhythm here. Going to need him late in the season for sure as a change of pace tight end.
McReynolds checks back in for Palmer Smith.
He was already thinking about pulling that Michael Irvin spin out. That's what happened before he secured the catch.
Well, Des, I know what's going to be a point of contention and emphasis in practice this week. It's certainly catching the football for the Warhawks.
They're going to be on the jugs machine.
3rd and 10. Give
huge
to Bam. Bam's got the first down. Bam to the 15. Bam to the 10. Late flag. We'll see where that is going to, if it's a spot foul. But another big run by Braylon McReynolds.
Should still be enough for the first down. If you notice how huge that gap was, he beat his man, which was the free safety. We get you one-on-one.
Offense number 13. That's a 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. We'll replay 3rd down.
And that was Rico Powers on the holding call. Trying to block downfield, create a touchdown. If you get the back one-on-one in the hole with the safety, watch the free safety come over. They expect you to win. Bam! He won. And Rico was away from the ball. Maybe the corner could fall off and make a play. Probably not. It looked like he tackled him and threw it to the ground.
And an uncharacteristic amount of penalties for ULM.
And that's, check him out. He's going to take him to the ground. Hug him.
You can't bear hug him.
You can't be out there hip-tossing people.
Hunter Herring checking in the game for the Warhawks. It would have been a first down. Now it's 3rd and 3.
And that's when the running back going to go over to Rico. Say, Rico, I ain't out here running for my cardio.
Herring I formation. Dorian Lewis dots that I. Herring gives it off and not even close.
That's impressive there.
Good defense by St. Francis.
Dorian Lewis in the game. They try to run power, and there was nothing there.
Tackle by Kendrick Council
now you got a
for St. Francis.
That's the end of the 3rd quarter.
So decision time for Coach Vincent when we come back to start the 4th quarter. It's 4th and 3 with the Warhawks up 17. fourth and final quarter, as you see the beautiful library on the bayou here at ULM. Warhawks up 17-0 to start the fourth quarter. Des, decision time. 4th and 3 for Coach Vincent to start our fourth and final quarter.
Yeah, weird location in the field too, and you got to think 17-0, a touchdown drive here is going to be demoralizing.
And they're going to keep Hunter Herring in the ball game, and of course he is a threat to run the football. Wouldn't be surprised if this might be a time, though, for him to throw the football on 4th and 3, because it probably would be expected for him to run it, but he goes under center.
Got to say ball key here for your defensive line is 4th and less than 5.
This is a big play for St. Francis's defense.
Maybe get some cheap yards here, try to draw him off the side with a freeze call.
Bam McReynolds in the backfield. Herring.
Nope.
He'll roll to his right. Herring. He's going to take off with the football. Herring's got the first down by a half a yard. Again, his athletic ability picks up a first down for ULM. That's why he's in the ball game, Des.
And that's a two-way go. He's got his back in the flats, but he knows if he don't like it, he's looking, doesn't like it, say, all right, turn around and block, and he's going to run it.
And that is all Hunter Herring on that play. And Deshaun Ford, the highest-rated recruit in ULM history, has checked into the ball game for the first time. Very talented tailback out of Opelousas, Louisiana.
He says he's on the Ahmad Hardy plan.
He's here to come out and ball. We'll see how he does. Ford, his first carry. Ford to the 19-yard line. Not a bad run. 4-yard run by the freshman.
That is a good maiden run, you want to call it that?
And we talked about him with Coach Vincent in the meeting, and he said, look, it was an adjustment for a freshman his first couple weeks, but he said the last couple of practices, he's really started to come on.
Yeah, it's grown men here in college, and the speed of the game is definitely different, but he's a gamer and he adjusted.
Well, and he's no small guy either. He's 5'11", 220 as a freshman.
He's thick, especially that lower half.
And Zachary Betts is down, linebacker for St. Francis. Shane, that's, again, good to see him back up quickly.
Yeah, and that's Zachary Betts. He's had a solid game. You've seen him around the field. And the difference between these type of programs is their ones can maybe stack up in certain positions, but it's the depth. Who's the guy that's going to come in now behind him?
Zach Palmer-Smith back in the ballgame. And St. Francis will have another shot at a FBS school next week as they travel to Buffalo, take on the Bulls, a little bit closer to home.
Let's go, Buffalo. Turn back.
Armenta caught by Tyler Griffin and then swarmed under by a bunch of black jerseys led by Graydon Lewis.
So they ran the opposite of this play earlier. They ran turn back protection and they ran a draw away from it. This time he actually rolls out and throws the ball. Every play's got a counter.
Again, now we're starting to see ULM rotate their different backs in. Zach Palmer-Smith back into the ball game to transfer out of Richmond. 3rd and 4 from the 15-yard line of St. Francis. Armenta looking to throw, does, caught, first down up to the 11-yard line. We'll see where they call the play dead. It's J.P. Coulter, but it is enough for the first down at the 10-yard line.
Yeah, looks like an RPO. Looks like the quarterback might have had a two-way go there. Could have gave it.
At the junior college level, he was a big play receiver. Does 18 yards per catch. 2nd in the NJCAA with 11 touchdowns last season.
So just playmaker out here. You love to see if it's going to translate, and it looked like it will.
Had a couple drops, had a big first down catch there on 3rd down. Armenta this time gives it off to Palmer-Smith. Palmer-Smith down to the 6-yard line.
And that's just nothing cheap, nothing fancy. Going to line up and blow you off the ball. And right now, you got to know Palmer's thinking 6.
Looking for his first score in a ULM uniform. And Coulter, we just praised him, just checked out of the ball game.
All right, check out the splits here. Up top, wide with Godfrey, rather, on the slot.
Aiden Armenta, his turn to run. Aiden Armenta dives for a touchdown. He says, Hunter Herring, I can run as well. And Armenta dives for 6.
Like I said earlier, Armenta's like, yeah, I got some wheels too.
So they've got 2 quarterbacks who can move a little bit as Aiden Armenta punctuates the drive for the Warhawks.
And way to cap that drive off. emphatically running the option, reading that in. He comes inside, he got dive, and then you've got
good block
you got Nate,
downfield.
you got Sully outside leading for him. That's a nice body to have in front of you. Big time drop.
Stagg coming in for the extra point.
Luke.
Stagg's kick is blocked.
They can return
Right into the
this.
hands of St. Francis. That's Betts, who came out injured. He gets the block.
Wow. Not on Stagg. And if you're wondering what happens, Malik Gant with the recovery, they would have gotten 2 points if they took that back.
So Hunter Herring scores a rushing touchdown. Aiden Armenta scores a rushing touchdown. The two quarterbacks getting it done with their legs tonight here in Monroe. It's Warhawks 23, St. Francis nothing. As we come back, 12 minutes to go here in our fourth and final quarter. Back on the Bayou, Warhawks out to a 23-0 lead after Aiden Armenta's touchdown run. Warhawks get a little bit of breathing room with 12 minutes to go in this one.
Yeah, it took a little bit longer for ULM to kind of break it open. You're starting to see the effects of throwing them body blows all day up front.
That, and again, you mentioned St. Francis a couple times, just came down with just over 60 players as Najee Adams brings it in, and he is tackled just before the 25-yard line.
And so in these type of games, you like to see ULM be able to go into their bench and let some younger guys get some looks, and they haven't had that opportunity yet because of how competitive and close the game has been, credit to the Red Flash. Now we can start to see, do they have some depth here?
Looks like a lot of the ones still out there for ULM.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be positionally. You're going to keep your offensive line out there. I mean, defensive line, those type of guys. You start to see them maybe work in after this drive for sure. Still a little early in the fourth.
Hohenstein remains that quarterback for St. Francis. Najee Adams in at tailback. Hohenstein looking to throw, swamped under, stays on his feet. Good job. Mix, one-man miss, two-man miss, three-man miss before he's dragged down at the 28-yard line. Dez made something out of what looked like absolutely nothing.
And you know who that was. 5 get live right there, coming around the edge.
Not able to finish it, though.
And Billy Pullen is searching for that first sack of the season. Guess what? All it takes, you can, an offensive lineman can win every play of the game. If he loses one play of the game, that's one sack for the defensive end. You get a sack every game, they're going to pay you $1 million. Millions of dollars, I should say. And that's what Billy's looking for.
Kelby Holmes making the stop for ULM on the play. His first action tonight. From what looked like a sure sack to a gain of 5 for Hohenstein. On 2nd and 5. Under pressure once again. Rolls out to his sideline. This time he's not going to get away from it. Diarco Perkins McAllister, the fastest guy on the team, actually able to run down Hohenstein. His 2nd sack of the ball game.
Diarco got beat initially. He did not rush his uphill shoulder. Quarterback got outside, but was athletic enough to make up for that. And slammed him down. He has a lot of hip tosses. Check him out.
Look at that extra gear he had.
Did you see him? You usually don't recover from that.
No, that's that extra gear.
Yeah. He hit that, as Dion would say, he hit that Lamborghini.
Kelby Holmes was also in there to help.
Uh-oh.
Was that a delay? Nope.
No, they had too many people in the formation. Illegal substitution.
Infraction. Offense, 12 men in the formation. 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
He tried to get away with it. He tried to run out the field late. He's like, nah, brother, you already lined up. I thought they looked kind of deep out there. Yeah, so you can see 12 minutes. He's in formation. Can't do that. Yeah. So now 3rd and forever.
3rd and 19.
And Billy got to be thinking, here's a sack time for
Hohenstein looking, still
Great
looking.
pocket.
Got all day. Still looking. Hohenstein keeping things alive. Hohenstein's going to take off. Finally slips down, but doing his best Doug Flutie impersonation. Good look, Des, you got to give the defense, or the offensive line some credit.
We call this Rita. They take the defensive end, loop them around, loop out the tackle, and you know what this line did? A perfect pass pro. They passed it off, kept the pocket, and he tried to change his mind because he knew he was not going to get the first down. He was like, am I behind the line of scrimmage? So he tried to back up at the last minute. Too late.
He did a great job. Great protection, but he did a great job of keeping the play alive. Godfrey's going to get an opportunity to return it. From his own 34 up to the 40. Looking for a block at midfield. Cuts back across the field. Still on his feet. He'll cut back again to the 45, to the 49 across midfield. Should be down right around the 50-yard line. Jake Godfrey showing his athleticism.
Got a flag on the field, though, and the red flashes are pointing to it. Looks like a lot of cardio running, as we call it. And that's what happens when you have multiple cutbacks. Somebody's probably going to reach out and hold. And another red flash player down.
There is no foul for a block in the back.
Oh.
1st and 10.
For you, Council is the injured St. Francis player. And again, as this game's going on, Des, I think the humidity's starting to get to St. Francis.
And you got to realize it's the first game of the season.
It is.
They're not used to
and
humidity.
You're playing in the again. This is their first game ever in Louisiana, only their 2nd one in the South. We'll take a timeout. We come back to action. ULM up 23-0 at midfield. Kendrick Council, good news is he's up and walking around after the cramp. 23-0 ULM. Tyrell Reed's checking. You can see the bottom of your screen.
Yeah, on the 30.
Yeah, where Council goes down. Again, Tyrell Reed's checked back into the ball game for ULM.
Looked like he got hit with a sniper, man. I had that feeling before. That humidity will get you.
Even from a boy from the boot.
Yeah.
Armenta looking to throw, looking for a shot play, looking for Rico Powers. Rico knocked away and picked on the play by Jeremiah Harris. What an athletic play, still on his feet. He's going to run out of bounds at the 25-yard line. What a individual effort by Jeremiah Harris on that play.
And, you know, that's athleticism. They've been balling all day. They're smaller, they're younger, they're undersized, but they're ball hawks. Now, I think he got there a little early. Check him. He's going to hook him and get inside of him. Definitely got there a step early. It was bang, but still an excellent athletic play. Could have gone either way, but that's how you recover. He hit that Lamborghini because he was beat. And how about that ball? That was a good ball.
The ball wasn't bad, but Jeremiah Harris with an excellent off-the-tip effort.
And the ref let him play. It's bang, bang. I like it. Check him out. Just a little bit early, but he made a play on the ball. Ball was a little underthrown, actually. If it was a little deeper, that's 6.
Looking for Rico Powers, but great play by Jeremiah Harris.
Hey, Rico fast.
Oh, yeah, they've tried to hit him on some deep passes tonight.
He's outran the pass.
Najee Adams still in at tailback for St. Francis. They'll put a man in motion. That's Maltzby. Hohenstein gives it off to Adams, and Adams not much happening. Billy pulling in there to make the stop.
And that's
and Knudsen in there, or Knudsen. Recovery for a touchdown over James Madison.
They call him JMU because of that play. It's a play that you're going to remember for the rest of your life, and also he's got a nickname because of it.
Blocked a punt last year as well in the season opener versus Jackson State. Gain of 3 by Adams. Give to Adams once again of a first down.
Haven't seen that play yet. Running the option there.
Kelby Holmes in there once again, playing a lot in the second half. We've called his name a few times in the fourth quarter. I think at this point, Des, both teams just kind of content to run this thing out.
Yeah, I think at this point, they've made a very good account for themselves. Very respectful outing here. And you know you play to win the game, but when the odds are that much stacked against you.
Speaking of odds, I know there's some people who are watching this score really, really closely.
What was the spread?
Depends on where you look, but one of it was 24.5.
Yeah.
Pitch to Vines. Vines picks up close to a first down, be about half a yard short.
Is this a setup for a bad beat? Maybe.
Scott Van Pelt's probably watching this one.
Yeah.
You know, it used to be taboo to talk about it, but
it is.
There is an ESPN bet now.
It's going to be $1 trillion industry now. Come on.
They're going to go for it on 4th and 1. Ikichi's back into the ball game.
Wow, this is aggressive.
Well, you're down 23 with 6:50 left. So.
You're right. For sure. This is what you need to do to not say I'm not throwing in the towel.
No, absolutely not. I mean, strange things have happened before. Remember an incredible comeback years ago on Monday Night Football when Peyton, man, this is when he was back playing for the Colts. Brought him back on the road against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You know, it's amazing. I can remember that, but I can't tell you what I did yesterday.
I remember that.
Yeah.
I remember that. And I was not a Peyton. Well, I guess I did like Peyton. I didn't like Eli.
What do you have against Eli?
Something about his face. It bothered me.
Okay.
I did like him stopping Brady. No, I did like that.
Hey, while we got a second, how many – you played professional football in Canada, right?
Yeah.
And you had a pretty decent career at McNeese State. What were the accolades?
I think I was 2-3-time conference champion. I mean, conference, what is it, all conference, all Louisiana, defensive MVP.
Yeah, those are some impressive facts.
Not bad.
Yeah. Hohenstein gives it off to Akichi, and he's going to be stopped well short of the first down as ULM's defense holds on fourth down. So you had a pretty decorated career at McNeese State. I'm just going to say, I know our guy, Coach Viator, is probably watching right now, and the good folks in Lake Charles. What do we have to do to get my guy Dez into the Hall of Fame? We got to get it going down at McNeese.
You sound like my mom now. Hey.
Good stop by the ULM defense. They'll get the ball back on the plus side when we come back. Back inside Malone Stadium as ULM up 23-0, and Des Landon Graves has checked in the ball game.
Okay.
For ULM.
That's what you like to see.
Getting his first action. Graves, he's going to keep it himself. Graves almost trips over his own feet. Graves to the 20, down to the 19-yard line. Again, like Hunter Herring from the storied program right down the road from here, OCS. Very decorated high school career for Stephen Fitzhugh and the Eagles.
Yep, and he got so excited at how big that hole was. Shout out 5'5", getting out there, rumbling and bumbling and getting that block, but the grass monster almost took him out.
David Applewhite, lead blocking.
Yeah.
Good run by, look, how about the wheels by the quarterbacks tonight? That's really been the story.
You almost have to have wheels now in this day and age.
That's very important. Tyrell Reed. He'll get down inside the 20, down to the 18-yard line.
This is a fun part of the game where you can kind of go into your depth. The guys, your scout team guys, the guys that's been putting in reps with you in camp, and see them get in and get some juice, and you get to cheer them on from the sideline.
Yeah, it's the guys, the starters, who see these guys get a chance to play. They get the most excited about it.
For sure.
But still some starters at wide receiver. Again, ULM short some wide receivers due to injury. Good news is that might help the passing game, Des, that struggled tonight.
A tad.
Gorski in there as a lead blocker. Reed, nothing happening.
And you know how, like, when the game is in hand and you wonder is the defense going to lay down, it's two type of players.
No.
And
there's a lot of pride. Again, we've called Balam Miller's name quite a bit tonight.
Yeah. If you like playing football, you're going to keep playing regardless of the scoreboard.
Well, you get to do it 12 times. Sometimes. 3rd and 9. Graves in the pistol from the 19-yard line of St. Francis. He'll send Gorski in motion. We'll see if Graves tries to throw for the first time. He will. Graves Fade, end zone.
Whoa.
It
My goodness.
is caught. ULM touchdown. Tyler Griffin using every bit of that 6'4" frame to come down with that catch. There is a flag on the play. Good throw, better catch by Ty Griffin.
It should be pass interference.
With pass interference.
He was mugging him.
Touchdown.
But he just refused to be denied this touchdown. Check him out. Get off me.
What a catch. With a defensive back draped all over him. Great touch by, again, the third string quarterback, Landon Graves, throwing a great pass and a good catch by Ty Griffin.
And using that helmet a la Jules for the Patriots in that Super Bowl.
Stagg for the extra point. It's up, and it's blocked once again.
I always love these situations because I got to make a tackle when I played offensive line.
So you played offensive line too, huh?
In high school,
Okay.
I went both ways. That's how I was on the side. I'd do something to get a scholarship.
Well, it worked.
Yeah.
Now we just got to work on getting into the Hall of Fame.
Keep working.
That kick was blocked on the play from St. Francis by number 24, Shamar Jones. Again, back-to-back block. Look, Des, ULM's going to come out of here with a decent-sized win, but there is plenty that Coach Finch and this staff is going to work on during the break. And again, the task gets much, much tougher the next couple weeks. Starting next Saturday, they will be in Tuscaloosa to take on the Alabama Crimson Tide. A lot of people think Alabama, justifiably so. It's not like they had a bad year last year, but of course they transitioned from Nick Saban to Kalen DeBoer. But that this Alabama team is definitely a national title contender this year.
And that's saying a lot. I heard that they've got the best defensive line that ULM seen. They even better than Texas last year.
Yeah, we were told that they're from some of the staff that the defense, especially the front from Alabama, is better than Texas's last year. So they'll get to find out for themselves next Saturday in T-Town.
So a little bit of a step up in competition.
It's going to be a step up for sure.
And they're going to switch roles. They're going to be the role that the Red Flashes are playing tonight. Can they elevate themselves to the competition?
They have won in Tuscaloosa before.
Yeah.
I think most people probably remember that.
Yeah.
Brought in by Adams at the 15, up to the 20, down to the 25, up to the 26-yard line. And now ULM, with 4:30 left, seeing if they could pitch a shutout.
And you got to believe that Coach Vincent. To me, Coach V is Coach Viatar. I got to get used to that.
Yes, you do.
But Coach Vincent is going to be pulling from some of that content from that Bama win to motivate the guys. It's nice when you got fam of defeating Goliath.
A little bit different Alabama team now than then. That was, what, Saban's first season?
Yeah. That was a welcome to Tuscaloosa for Coach Saban.
Some new bodies in there for the Warhawks.
Return, personal foul, face mask, receiving team.
Wow, you don't see that very often.
Force half the distance from the spot of the foul.
And Des, what's really amazing is how the penalties have kind of flip-flopped in the first half. It was the Warhawks getting most of the penalties in the first half. It's been St. Francis in the second.
And you don't see that often. Fun story, you mentioned me playing pro. My first professional play, I was on special teams in Edmonton. And they told me.
Here we go.
Yeah. They told me, I had a teammate say they don't really call penalties on special teams up here.
That was Andy rips his helmet off at the end. How about a great catch by our production team?
So I went downfield and I tackled the guy I was supposed to block. They told me that it was
legal.
Yeah. He lied.
I think they punked you.
Trying to get me off the roster.
Hohenstein with Adams in the backfield. Gives it off to Adams. Jump cut. Nothing happening.
How about ripping a guy's helmet off, though, in the pile? You know.
A little frustration here at the end of the ball game.
Maybe that's probably something that happened on a previous kickoff. It kind of bled over and it's like, I got something for you.
That was Jordan Theodore in there to make the play, at running back. We'll see a different angle on the kickoff. Yeah, that's I'd say that's some frustration.
That's frustration. He definitely said something or did something to him earlier. I promise you that ain't. You always catch the second guy.
Yeah.
That was some built-up aggression.
Theodore in the backfield behind Hohenstein.
That was some what you say about my mama? Uh-oh.
Gain of 1 on the play.
Yeah, he kind of rode him to the ground there.
Mark Keegan Gray out of Slidell, Louisiana. Slidell High School making the play. Down on the North Shore.
Yeah, the money short.
3rd and 7 for St. Francis. Again, St. Francis will head to Buffalo next week. Alabama is what awaits the Warhawks next week.
That's a big difference.
Hohenstein looking to throw. Does. Caught. Short of the first down.
Yep. Trying to set up the middle screen. And you know, they've gone to that well a few times tonight.
It was Peyton Nelson, the freshman. We've called his name a few times tonight. Good debut for him. You see St. Francis's next 5 games at Buffalo. They'll have their home opener versus Central Connecticut State. Welcome in Delaware State, at Bucknell, at Duquesne is the stretch.
Dude, you pronounced that perfectly. Duquesne, huh? That's how you say that?
Been a sports radio host for 20 years, bro.
Professional.
Come on.
I'm glad we got one of them up here.
When you find him, let me know. Did you think it was Duquesne? Is that the McNeese education?
You know, that's that Ryan Street High education right there, as they call it.
ULM just 9 yards away. You wouldn't think about it the way the passing games looked at moments, but Des, they're 9 yards away from, again, what they do best, running the football 400 yards.
Yeah, they really started to kind of impose their will in the second half is where that kicked in, especially up front.
Again, Graves will be back in there. And Deshaun Ford, again, we get another chance to see the star from Opelousas. Brought them to their first state championship in over 50 years. From their own 39-yard line, it is Ford. He'll get up to the 45-yard line. Good run by the freshman.
And still, this offensive line, they're taking those zone steps and plowing the field.
The home schedule for the Warhawks, or the next 5 games, at Alabama. They'll have a week off on September 13th. Then they'll travel to the Sun Bowl at UTEP. Arkansas State, huge game here at ULM. Northwestern on the road at Coastal Carolina is what awaits the Warhawks over the next month. We'll take a timeout, finish things out when we come back inside Malone Stadium. Back here finishing things out inside Malone Stadium. Warhawks up 29-0. Give to Deshaun Ford across midfield, across the 45, down to the 44-yard line.
And off to Deshaun Ford.
First down, Warhawks.
D. Ford in there put some good film out there for him.
Yeah, well, again, there's a reason he's one of the top recruits in the country.
Okay, freshman.
Getting some good reps at the end of this ball game. Graves looking to throw. He does. Ball is caught by Griffin. Stays on his feet up to the 34-yard line. And about a yard short of a first down.
He out there moonwalking over people. Broke by 4 tackles. Ball's a little bit late, but still. Oh, my goodness. Didn't have to put him in the spin cycle like that.
2nd and 1. Give to Ford once again. Cuts back across the grain. He lowers the shoulder, picks up a first down. Didn't get a lot, but got enough.
He put that thing in low gear, cut back against the grain. It was like, all right. So this is what makes him so dangerous. He's shifty enough to cut back all the way against it and just go against the safety. Tough. That's going to be a tough out for him. Took 3 of them to get him down. You better pack a lunch.
1st and 10 from the 34-yard line. Graves looking to throw. Shot play, got a receiver open. It is dropped. Another drop by ULM, and that one was a sure touchdown. That was the red shirt freshman Caleb Gross. Could not bring it in.
Come on, Caleb. Come on,
Couldn't ask for a better throw.
He waited for it. It was there. He dropped it right in. He's like, hey, you know what? He looked like the kid from the Little Giants that they had to put tar on his hands to get him to catch it. And he says, look at his hands. Come on, hands. What have I done to you? Oh, my goodness. He couldn't believe it himself. Jeez.
2nd and 10, Graves. Delayed handoff to Reed. Reed with a big hole. Tackled after a first down right at the sticks.
Hey,
to the 24-yard line.
We think about the guy that drops the ball, right? But what we don't think about is the QB thinking, bro, Graves.
That'd have been his 2nd touchdown pass of the ball game.
I need 2 tubs, and that was a dime, right?
This is probably our last play of the ball game with 8 seconds left. Graves hands it off to Reed, cuts inside the 20, down to the 16-yard line, and that will do it.
So they got the over.
Depends on where you're looking in the desert.
Yeah.
So ULM defensively, they did their job. Let me first give the shout out to St. Francis. Again, in their last season at the NCAA level, they're headed down to D3 next year. Thought they had a lot of fight, especially in the first half, down just 10-0. Again, came in with just over 60 bodies.
Nothing to hang their heads about. They were balling as long as they could, and eventually ULM just started to wear on them. Got some great players over there on that side of the field. They're going to be able to fly back feeling good. Now, ULM, on the other hand, came out a little bit slow. Couldn't really get the third downs going, but in the second half, they really just put that thing into Coach Vincent's football and started to lay on them.
For ULM, it's a win.
Yeah.
They got a shutout, and now they head to Tuscaloosa 1-0. So for color analyst Desmond Lighton, I'm Sean Fox saying so long from Malone Stadium in Monroe, Louisiana, where the final score is ULM 29, St. Francis 0. All games airing on the ESPN networks are streaming live and archived on the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN.